The Marcia Week Show. It's the Marcia Week Show. From Barbados to Africa, voices unite. Educate minds, elevate sight. It's the Marcia Week Show. It's the Marcia Week Show. From Barbados to Africa, voices unite. Educate minds, elevate sight. It's the Marcia Week Show. Talk truth, build roots, stories unfold. Motivate change, mobilize is the mode, that's the MR code. Hey! We growing, we know it.
Loyal sons and daughters all. Oh, we hereby make it known. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Marcia Week Show. I am Marcia Weeks, and we are coming to you live from, guess, Barbados. And you just heard the national anthem of Barbados. Isn't that wonderful? Do you sing along with it like I do? Most evenings I try to sing along with it. It's good to sing the national anthem. It really, really is. Well, let me just say another special evening to everybody who's joined. And before I get into welcoming everybody on the live this evening, let me just tell you that tonight is going to be very special. I know you say, I say every night it's special. Tonight it's special because tonight, we are going to hear from the people. From 8:30 tonight, because I promised you that, from 8:30 until 10 p.m., it's going to be your time. You might be watching the show and you say, Marcia, I've never called in. I'm scared. Tonight is your night to break out of that. All right? Because when you call in, it's just like calling, you just call the number. You call the 236-7000. I don't know if Dave can put that up for me, please. Thank you, Dave. And you call in and you can talk about bin pay. You can talk about the Prime Minister's travels. You can talk about Ebola. You can talk about the vaccine injuries. You can talk about whatever that is legal that you can talk about. You know what I mean, okay? And so all of that, we want to hear what's on your mind. This is your forum. What is on your mind? Let us let it out tonight. Just don't curse, okay? But it's your night. So the beginning part of the night, we're going to be focused on the youth. All right. So at 7:10, in 4 minutes, once we get it set up, we're going to do elevate, and we are looking at fatherhood. All right. And in that particular elevate, we had the young ladies. They were making the gift bags for fathers. And it's quite interesting. I know some of you are going to find it very interesting to, just to see and hear what they had to say. Very interesting. And some people might have thought I should not have asked the question, but we can discuss it. I'm not right all the time. So I wonder, sometimes I wonder, whether or not I should have asked them because of some of the answers these girls were giving, right? So I'm making a disclaimer that you'd realize I ended the recording early, right? So I'm telling you before you all jump on me, but it happens. We make mistakes. Hi, babe, Mavis. How you doing? Judy Jilks. Good night. I hope, Mavis, you could call in tonight. Judy could call in. Teroni. Jacqueline, Aline. I'm going to see you tomorrow at Elevate. I hope you can join in to Jacqueline. Call in. What's on your mind? What's that pet peeve thing? That one thing that bothers you all the time. Monica Inns, good night. Andrea, good night. And Carol, good night. Marcia Miller, good night. I'm a big girl, good night. Lori Bob. I hit that note, Lori. Now, Lori, tonight you will be very happy to know that tonight we are going to be talking about Tony the Tiger, who is from your community. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that we discussed, and we are going to see if there's a way that we can come together as a community. We can join from all over Barbados, join with that particular community, and let us help Tony. And when you hear when I remind you who Tony is, you will see why we have to do it. We have to do it because we are not going to be like the normal people who go and we expose the problem and we leave it. That's not how we are. That's not what we do here on the Marcia Week Show. Loyal opposition, that's not us. Another group, not us. And so that has been weighing on my mind really heavily. And so Lori and I, we chatted, and Lori, I did speak to the gentleman in the community, and we're going to chat more about that and build out a plan together. Lori, we're going to come together, have some meetings, and we're going to do it because we will not be those people. Okay? Sylvia Rock, Anna Brewster, hey calendar, 2463. It should just be 246. How are you, Sonia? How are you doing? And you know what, Lucinda, good night. We're going to have some of the young fathers. We're hoping to have at least two of them to come on for about 5 minutes to say thank you to you tonight before we go into the segment. Okay. Calendar, I want you to call in. Lucinda Allen, are you going to call in? I'm a big girl. Are you going to call in tonight? Come on, man. Come on. Call in. Cammy, how Cammy doing? Oh, how is Cammy doing? I'm hearing that my fan is blowing into my mic. Hey, Judith Ann, good evening. Good evening. If you can hear me well, give me a thumbs up. We had to take the computer to get it fixed today, so let me know if you can hear me well. Oh, I have to give God thanks for that. Sharon. Yes, Mildred, Thank you, Marie. Thank you. I appreciate your compliments. Thank you. Hi, Angela. Yes, we try to solve problems and assist each other to get things done. Okay. Yes, Annette Brewster. Okay, Annette is saying that she can hear me. Okay. Well, this is a time where I want you to pause and I want you to share. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss tonight. Tonight it's a community is getting into action, and we are going to have a virtual people's forum tonight from 8:30 till 10 o'clock. I did not book anybody, right? Everybody will be gone, or if anybody hanging around might be Janine. Janine is going to join me, Miss Janine Butcher, and she's the youth representative for the Democratic Labour Party. She's going to join me. She's my longtime friend, and my that's my girl Janine, and so she's able to join me tonight. We've been trying to make it work, and that's happening. So she's going to join me tonight. Yeah, and so and I will also have some of the men, probably two or maybe three of the men who were at the dinner, just to say thank you. Not very long, because the night is about you and what's on your mind. We want to know the issues. We want to know what are some of the topics that we need to be dealing with on the show. What are some of what's happening in your community? What's on your mind? What are you concerned about? Okay, those are some of the areas that I want you to, and anything that is happening out there that you can speak of legally, and not cause that show any issues. All right. Then you can speak about them. All right. Once you're not accusing anybody and calling their names. All right. So feel free to join in. Well, we're going to go right into Elevate a Father's Impact. That's the name of this. And you're going to have a lot to say to me after this is over. So over to you, Dave.
Right. What were y'all doing? Yeah, dance party.
So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Elevate. It's Elevate, Elevate, Elevate. And we are here with the girls, and they are packing the Father's Day bags. And ooh, what's that you have in your hand there? What is it? You drinking that?
No.
That's for the fathers. Can we see the bags? Can we see the bags? Yeah. Can I see what's on the bag? What the bag says?
Happy Father's Day.
Say it aloud.
Happy Father's Day.
Everybody say Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Thank you. All right. Well, folks, this is Marcia Weeks, and we're here again with Elevate, and I'm here with these wonderful ladies, and look who we have with us again. Zaida. Remind the people where you go to school again.
I go to school at the St. Michael.
St. Michael's. Tell them your full name. So your daddy hear you and proud. What's your last name?
Zaida Bristol.
Zaida Bristol Williams. Okay, Zaida Bristol Williams, and she goes to St. Michael's School. And we have Kimona Grosset. Kamoya Grosset over there.
Kamaya Grosset.
Grosset with a G. And over here you have Jalea Brathwaite. Jalea. And over here is Gracie Bly. Gracie! Say hi, Gracie.
Why is everyone laughing? Hi.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. And today we are, as I said earlier, we have our dinner for dad. Dinner with dad. Dinner with Dad is happening this evening, and our activity at Elevate. Today we are putting together the gift bags. All right. So the girls, we bought the bags with these, but this is not, for fathers. We don't want these. So we're taking these off, and the girls are putting on the blue because the theme is blue and white. And as we are here fixing the bags, I want to ask the girls, starting with Gracie. Gracie, what does Father's Day mean to you? When you hear Father's Day, what comes to mind?
In my opinion, it's like an off-brand Mother's Day. I feel like people
what?
because I feel like
An off-brand.
Mother's Day more than Father's Day, and I don't know. You just have to get him a sock or like mugs or something. I don't know, but it's like it's saying thank you for being a dad. I guess celebrating him so he gets to relax or whatever.
Okay, all right. We're going to get back a little bit more. Jalea, when you hear Father's Day, what comes to mind?
I don't know.
You don't know why? You like Father's Day?
No,
You don't like Father's Day? Why? Be honest. Why?
because my father not in my life.
Your father is not alive.
My father is not in my life.
It's not in your life, so you don't get to say Happy Father's Day to him. No. So it makes you sad, or you just
A little bit.
a little bit sad? Okay, we can come back to that. Okay. Yeah, don't mind. That happened to me too. That happened to me as well. And Kimoya. Kimoya, well, Happy Father's Day. What does that mean to Kimoya?
Nothing.
It means nothing to you?
Yeah,
Why not?
because I don't got no daddy.
You don't. Everybody have a daddy.
Well, I don't got none.
You don't have any?
Nope.
How does that? You have a daddy, but you're not connected to him.
I don't got none.
You don't got. How does that make you feel?
No way.
No way.
No.
No way. You just live your life, but you don't have no daddy.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got a mom. So
You have a mommy. Okay. So Mother's Day is that for you? Yeah, big thing. This Zaida girl. Happy Father's Day. You even wearing blue and all of that. But how you feel about Father's Day? Be honest.
Well, when I hear Father's Day, I think of I have to get a gift
Mm-hmm.
because my father,
Pass me that.
unlike other people, my father is there for me.
Your dad is there for you. So when you hear Father's Day, you tell yourself you have to get a gift because your father is there for you. Yeah.
Because all these times, like I have a lot of extracurricular activities, so my father would be taking extra hours out of his day to drop me there. Because he wants to see me get better and things like that.
Okay, so your father take you around to different things.
Yeah, so I want to show him how grateful I am that he does all these different things.
Oh wow! So if daddy listening, daddy needs to know daddy getting a gift. That's what daddy getting a gift.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I tell you. Well, to be honest, yes, it's a drink. What you want, Kimoya? You want the people drink? Kimoya, take the drink. Show the people the drink.
you said snack.
She's like looking at
I don't even drink that. I don't even drink this. You said
But
snack. That's
I
fine.
know I'm teasing you, Kimoya, but Kimoya and Angelia, growing up, I was like you too. All right, I met my father when I was 11 years old, and that was it. I didn't see him again until I was a big woman after I had my children. Okay, so I understand how that feels. So Father's Day for me didn't really mean anything. Until I started having children and I had a real, my husband was a good dad and is a good dad. And that makes a big difference. Yeah. Kimoya, can you read what's in the card in that for me? Read. I think they have some dad jokes in there. Okay, let's see if the dad jokes funny. Let's see if they're funny. Read it. Read aloud.
Where?
At the top.
I do. Girl.
How does a taco say grace?
How does a what?
How does a taco say grace?
How does a taco say grace?
Let us. Is lettuce? Is it
Yeah.
something? Lettuce. Tell me about lettuce.
Lettuce spray.
They could have said salad. Like, what is taco gonna do? They could have said salad.
What the answer is?
Lettuce spray.
Lettuce spray? Okay.
Yeah. How does Moses make his morning coffee?
Show her face. So what?
How does Moses make his morning coffee?
How does Moses make his morning coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah? How does Moses make his morning coffee?
You only go answer. Hurry up.
Did you read it?
Perfect.
What?
She reading it.
Bruise it.
Hebrews it? On the Bible. Oh Lord, that is.
What did one plate whisper to the other plate?
What did what?
That is on me.
Excuse me, let me act. Was it one plate say?
Kid, I'll call you later. Dad, please stop me. Dad, no, call me dad.
Wait,
What?
No,
The kid says, I'll call you later. And the dad says, no, call me dad.
that's so disgusting.
That's
terrible.
I still don't think that's terrible.
What was even the question? It was something about plate.
It was the kid said to
No,
his
it's
father,
different.
I'll call
Over
you
here.
later.
Oh.
The kid says,
Oh, I thought it was still about.
no, not.
So what is the joke? I'm trying to understand it.
The kid told his dad that he would call him later.
The
And then
dad
the
said-
dad said no.
Oh, call me dad.
But
Oh.
I was still stuck on this question, so I don't know. Oh, my head was.
So the kid said, I'll call you later. And the dad said, no, call me dad. This is, oh my Lord. What's the next one? Read the next one, Gracie.
That's it. That's
We
it.
did it already.
Oh, you did it already? And so what is this track about? Go on, bring it back, Gracie. What is it? What is it? It's telling what it says. Can you read? Oh, you read, so let Gracie read a part and then each of you read.
All jokes aside, fathers are important to God. In fact, the word father is used over 1,000 times in the Bible.
Really?
Fathers have many responsibilities in raising their children. A father is to love, protect, guide, and provide for his family, serving as an example of how God cares for each of us. Fathers have a unique opportunity to show the world the character of God by leading their families in the way God designed.
Oh wow. What do you think about that? You agree?
Yeah.
Your dad is like that?
So, yeah.
Sometimes? Don't put him on the spot. Don't.
Yes.
Okay. And who's gonna read the rest? Zaida? Read the other part of it that it says.
It's like from here to like. I finished. Yeah.
You finished it? Oh. Throughout his word, God reveals many amazing promises for those who trust him. Here are a few that are especially meaningful to fathers. Wisdom and guidance. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, and it will be given to
So
him.
let's pause there. You think wisdom is a good thing for fathers? Fathers need to have wisdom? Yeah, why?
To be able to help
Come in a little
people,
closer, huh?
to be able to help people around them, share the wisdom.
To share, okay, to be able to help people. And what's the next one that you are, the promises of God?
Strength and support. Oh yeah, strength and support.
Strength and support. You think a father needs that? You don't know. You don't know nothing about father. All right. Okay. What about let what's her name read the rest? So she did strength and support. Read the next one.
Provision for needs. My God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. And you is that a good one for fathers? Is that necessary for fathers?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Take a guess.
But take a guess, man. If you knew your father, would it be important for your father to be able to supply stuff for you and God helping them to have enough money to take care of you? Would that be necessary? Not sure. All right. Okay. All right. But let me ask you guys, folks, hello. I know, like in Kamoya case, right? Kamoya. All right. I understand you're like me when I was growing up, right? So my question to you
I
is
know
this.
him. I just don't care about him.
You know him.
Yeah, I just don't care.
You don't care about him.
Yeah.
Okay. If he was a good father, right? What qualities should he have? For you to care about him, what qualities should he have?
I don't know.
Stop putting people over me.
Stop putting people over you. So a father is going to make you number one, right? A good father would put their child as a priority, right?
Yeah.
Would make the child a priority. Okay, that's a good father. Okay. Gracie, give me one good quality of a father.
Discipline, or like I don't know.
Discipline, you actually said that? Tell me more about that, Gracie.
I feel like sometimes some children have different levels of respect for like different parents. And I think sometimes like a father just needs to hurry up and like cancel that disrespect. And that's why I think my father helps like do.
So so father helps with that disrespect.
Yeah.
That is so true, you know. I remember with my son that I would be telling him, "Don't do that." And I calling Dave and say, "Dave, the child isn't listening," and he says, "It's your tone of voice, right?" So when Daddy comes home and Daddy speaks, that's it, right? So that's what you're saying. That father stops. I like what you said. What you said about the disrespect.
Well, I think like a good family household should have respect for everyone. So it's okay sometimes. Sometimes it's okay to discipline me. Sometimes, but good thing I don't get like whoopings anymore, so I can say that.
Well, you're behaving yourself now.
Yeah.
So thank you, Zaida. What makes a good father? Give me a quality of a good father.
I guess like what was in the thing, support.
Support, because you talk about your dad taking you everywhere, right? And you like that. It's support. And what does that mean to Zahida? Why is that such a good quality?
Because, well, it would also be effective for a lot of other people, because if it is that you feel that your father is not supporting you enough, your self-esteem can go down. And they've learned that in many different ways from a lot of workshops at school, where your self-esteem is a key value in a lot of things. So if it is that you feel your father isn't going to do certain things for you, so that you have to go and ask somebody else.
Okay. So you're saying that the father gives you that support. Okay, Jalea, if your father was around, okay, or just what you think would make a good father, just thinking about it. Okay, I know you said you don't have a father, but what you think would make a good father? Think about it. What quality you think would be? You say, that would make a good father. Use your imagination. No? Okay. But all right. Oh, I'll get back to you. But guys, who wants to answer? Is being a father more than providing? What is it? The poor balloon. The poor balloon.
I'm gonna go through it away.
Right? It's being a father more than providing money?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah? Why you say that, Kimoya? Is being a father more than providing money?
Yeah, you have to have support for your children, as the book said.
Can you speak a little louder?
You have to have support for your children, as the book said.
So supposing, let me ask you, supposing you went to your dad, like your dad, right, gives you $1,000 a week, right, but pays you no attention. What would you think about that?
I'll give him back his money.
You serious?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, no, I wouldn't. I would take the money and I'll go to KFC.
You think about it.
And I'll buy.
But seriously, on a serious note, you wouldn't care about that $1,000 so much. You want his time, right? You want his support. Okay, I understand. Gracie, we were talking about whether fathers giving money is that enough without anything else. Supposing your dad just give you money, lunch money every day. Everything that you need every day, right? And no support, no nothing. Would that be okay?
No.
Even if it was $1,000 a week?
But I don't think like anyone could give you $1,000 a week.
Yes, it can.
But it's like a father's supposed to like support you in a more like intimate way than just that.
Right. Okay, more than that. Would you take the $1,000 a week and no love from daddy and no support, Zaida?
I would take the money, but you should still be there, and like you should still be around and give me attention and love and all of that there.
Yeah. Should I ask her, Julia, you will take the money? Julia, you will take the money? Okay, Julia said she take the money. Anybody has a, how about Julia? You might not be connected to your real father, but do you have a father figure? Somebody you said, that person is like a father to me. Would you like a father figure? No? You're sure? No. Kimoya, is there anybody in your life is like a father figure?
Yeah, I
Who?
have my sister's dad.
Your sister's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's nice. And what you like? Why do you think he's a father figure? What do you like about him?
Everything, he treats me like his own child.
Like, so what does he do for you?
Everything.
Yeah, like what? Everything? Okay, like a father. So that's like your father in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he takes care of your sister and yourself as well.
My nose is blocked up. That's why I can't.
Yeah. You are, apart from your dad, Gracie, you have a father figure?
No. Most of my grandparents are unfortunately deceased. But yeah, my dad. I'm trying to think. Yeah, my dad.
Your dad. So you're right. So it's all your dad for you.
Yeah.
All your dad. Father figure. You have anybody else who's like a father to you, Zaida?
Guess it would be my uncle in
Yeah.
Trinidad.
Yeah, tell me about him.
Well, he does everything that
He
a
spoil
father
you. He
would do.
spoil you. I see from your face, you get spoiled by that uncle.
My uncle and both of them spoil me. My uncle and my aunt. They don't have any children, but they live in a large household, so I have a lot of cousins and second cousins and all of that
Right.
there. So they know how to deal with me and all of that.
Yeah. So I want to know something, Kamaya. For girls, look at all of them. You have that? You have to catch that. You have to catch that. Oh, and behind the camera is the great Otiza Trotman, and she's so happy to be here today. She's doing a great job. All right, so Kamaya, do you think girls who do not have their father in their life, do you think they're at a disadvantage? Honestly, you think that girls, not necessarily you, but you think girls on a whole that do not have their fathers in their life, do you think that is a disadvantage for them?
I think so, kind of.
Yeah, repeat.
I think
Speak
so,
a little
kind
bit
of,
because we don't have the mic, huh?
Some girls that I know, they don't have their fathers. They search for other men to love them, because their father does. Because their father is supposed to does. So yeah.
They search for other men to love them.
Yeah.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
Because that's what I see going on.
Right, they search for other men to love them. So you think that girls suffer a bit when the father is not there? Some girls. Yeah. What, Gracie, what do you think? You think it affects girls if they don't have their father in their life?
Yeah, what she said, and also like I think also there's advantages because I guess you learn how to be more independent, or you become like more, I don't know, motherly or something. I don't know.
You develop other traits because your dad isn't there. So
right.
then you learn to be, become more independent because
right.
dad isn't there. Have you found, like at school, the girls, can you tell the girls that don't have a father? Can you look at them and based on your relationship with them, you say, that person probably don't have a father figure at home?
I don't know. I don't really ask people that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Not sure. Okay. And most of your friends. Go ahead.
I think that's stuff that girls. I think that's girls that you mostly see with a lot of boys. And always be around boys, especially grown boys.
Oh yeah.
Not boys their age.
Okay, guys older than them.
Yeah.
That's sometimes that might be the problem. most of your friends, if you, most of your friends, guys, most of your friends have their fathers in their life.
They do.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
So what about international? These balloons running away.
No,
Huh?
not all of them.
Not all. Some.
Yeah, I had a friend. She has her father, but she doesn't have her mom.
Oh, okay, okay. That's a whole different dynamic there as well. Yeah.
I was such a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
I was a daddy's girl.
You were a daddy's girl. So what happened?
I just started to hate him a little.
You were a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
You guys, you would believe that she was a daddy's girl from what she said earlier?
Not from all I know her.
You were a daddy's girl?
Yeah.
So you seem like you missed that though.
No, I don't care.
Oh please. But anyway, so and so you changed from him. You move away from him. How did you feel when you were daddy's girl? You had a smile. You had a smile. You see that? When you were daddy's girl, you felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like what? Like what? How explain to me what he did. You look at her face, look how she's smiling. Tell me about that. I've never been a daddy's girl. But anyway, so tell me, let me hear about that.
I don't know. He was there, but I don't know. I just like my father more at a point in life, and then I started not to like him anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope that one day you'll be able to like him again because your father is important.
Oh, thank you.
You will. It's important. You know, we're gonna tell you what the word father means, okay? Before we're finished. But I hope somebody remind me to say that. Remind me to say that. Zaida, do you think that girls that don't have their father in their life that they are at a disadvantage? And if so, why?
I'm not sure if I would really call it a disadvantage, but you can see that they're emotional and physical changes.
They're what?
Emotional and physical changes.
Yes, explain.
So I know a good amount of friends that they know their father and their mother, but their parents aren't together.
Mm-hmm.
So they would have two of everything. Some people would say it's a good thing because they will have 2 Christmases, 2 birthdays, and a bunch of different gifts.
Oh,
and stuff
because
like
they go by one dad and
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
But other people are really hurt by it. Like they don't want their parents to be separated. They don't want the 2 of everything. They want their parents. They want a loving and together family, things like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So some of them would eventually turn to the wrong things and follow the wrong set of people and then get in trouble and all those type of things.
Yeah, a lot of your friends you find. What percentage of your friends you think they're either their mom is separated from the dad or that they don't have their dad at all?
Probably like 5%.
About 5%.
Yeah.
Most of your friends have their dad around.
Yeah, they're around, but like my best friend, her father lives in Barbados.
Okay.
Father lives in New York.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like something's wrong with the relationship. It's just that he decided to move there.
Right. Okay. All right. So they're yeah. Listen, look at this girl and these balloons over there. What are you doing with those balloons? Don't tie them together. Don't tie them together. What are you all looking at over there?
The garden.
You're looking outside at the garden? You're looking outside at the girls are looking outside at the garden and we're taking a little peek through the window, hoping that you could see it. Yeah, and the garden is growing nice. You like how the garden is growing, Kamoya?
I just like how my plant is doing.
Well, you know, guys, you know what the word father means? Anybody? What you say you don't even care what the word father means? Who knows what the word father means?
I could probably give it personally.
What it means? What do you think it means? You all tired of blowing balloons now?
No, it's fun for me.
I can't breathe.
You can't breathe?
because like my nose is blocked up,
Oh.
so I have to like breathe through my mouth, but I have to breathe. And I have to breathe. So, my fingers are working.
So, wait, you guys are out of strings? Some strings are in this bag. Okay, do it. Yeah.
in the bag.
Yeah, strings are in the bag. So,
Yeah. And then you
let's
take off these.
yeah.
Some of them were in the bag. so
Yeah,
I was removing
okay.
some.
So you can continue in the back. So we want to make sure we're finished. Everything. Look at the balloons all there.
Yeah.
Lots of balloons. Lots of balloons.
Okay, finish now.
Yeah, but don't put them together because we don't know how she wants them yet. Okay.
Oh my god.
Right. The person who is decorating, we don't know exactly how she actually wants that. All right. So back to what I was saying. The word father. Crossing you. The word father.
I told you to tie it and stop.
I did tie it. That's what happened. That was your fault.
That was my fault.
Because if
I'm all the way over
Let's
here.
leave it in. Listen. The word father means source. Does that make sense? Think about it. The word father means. What does source mean? Source.
Like somewhere where you can use as an advantage. Not
Um,
really an advantage because if you're talking about father as a new
if you say something is a source, if that particular thing is a source, what are we saying? It's a source of income, okay? But you're giving back the word source. What it means? Racy, source.
It means where you get things from.
Yes, excellent. Kimoya, where you get things from?
Kimoya.
Kimoya, what is it? Kimoya, where you get things from? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's where you get so source is where things come from. All right. So a river source, right, is where the river originates from. All right. And then the river runs from its source. If the source dries up, will there be any water in the river? No, right? So if father means source, Gracie, how important it is for a child to be connected to the father?
Yeah, really important.
Why?
Or they're going to not have, I guess, I don't know, the things they need for the future.
To live, right?
Yeah, to live.
Yeah. So you looked out through the garden through there and you saw the plants and right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the source of that?
Sunlight, the water.
What else? Sunlight and water. Yeah, those are the main source.
Right.
What?
And nutrients, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen.
Right, and all of that in the soil, right?
Yeah.
Right, and because that plant is connected to the source. If you were to take that plant, Kamoya, if we went and we put out one of your, which plant is your plant? The tomato? Is it a tomato?
I think so.
So if we went and we pulled the tomato from the ground, okay? We will be pulling the tomato from the source, right?
Yeah.
What will happen to the tomato
It'll
plant?
die.
The tomato plant is going to die,
Give you mine.
right?
Yeah.
And that is why Jalea, having a father or a father figure is so important in life because you have a lot of dreams and aspirations, things that you want to do in life, right? You want to be a nurse and you're a great dancer. Isn't you a great dancer? You're a great dancer, great actress, all of these things. You're connected to your father, right? You're going to grow. As one of the girls said it, you start to grow and flourish because you're connected to your father. And it doesn't have to be your real father. It could be an uncle, it could be somebody at church, a father figure. You see? That provides a source. And if you don't have that, like in my case, Julia, God became my father. Right? Like literally. God became my father. And I also had father figures, right? I had a lot of father figures. God provided a lot of father figures for me. So fathers are important. Fathers are important. You say something, Julia?
I said mommy.
You got your mommy? That's good. Having your mommy is good. But the father, the word father means source. Okay? And it's if you still need that connection to your father or a father figure in order for you to truly flourish. Okay? Right now you don't see it that way because you're a little upset, right? But in time to come, right? I hope you will see it that way. Right? So father means source, and my hope is that one day, both well, Kimaya just pretend Kimaya, she's a daddy's girl, Kimaya's a daddy's girl. Anybody else
Marcia, not anymore.
was a daddy's girl, but you're not the daddy's girl anymore. But one day you're gonna get back there. Yeah? Yep. So how do you feel? Do you think the father should be celebrated? Look at all the balloons. Are you happy that the father's in? Don't ask Julia. Julia not one to be happy. But you're all happy that the father's being celebrated today?
Yeah, good fathers should be celebrated.
Good fathers should be celebrated. As we close this segment, I want each of you to think about something you want to say to fathers. If you could speak to fathers, right, respectfully, right, what would you say to them? What would you say to fathers all over the world? I want you to think about that, okay, as we close. Gracie, you got it down. Gracie, what would you say to fathers? Ready?
Sorry, I wasn't really thinking.
You were still thinking?
Yeah, I'm still thinking.
Anybody ready? Kimara, I think Kimara is ready. Kimara born ready.
Kamoya.
Man. Ka is a K-A?
Yeah.
Kamoya.
Yes.
I keep saying K-I. Kamoya. Kamoya. It's important for me to get your name right. Kamoya.
You guys be a white balloon later.
Question for you, Kamoya. What would you want to say to fathers all over the world? Look in the camera.
I don't know. I don't have nothing to say.
You don't have anything to say. If you could tell them one thing, what would it be?
Bye.
Bye?
Yeah.
Oh, man. What would you say, Grace?
Enjoy your day. Be good to your children. And yes, love like God loves you.
Oh, that's lovely. Zaida, what would you say to fathers all over the world today?
I would say like there's good and bad fathers and different people.
Look in the camera.
They're good and bad fathers depending on who it is you talk to, but
Look in the camera.
Yeah, I would say thank you for those that are there for the children, and others that aren't, you should make an effort to be there for them, because I'm pretty sure they would appreciate it.
Well, today, let me get one of them balloons over there. Today is a day. Today, well, I'll take this one that my girl did. That is not, and this is a bag. This bag is finished. This one is finished. Well, today we want to say happy Father's Day. Okay, we want to say happy Father's Day. To all the fathers, right, all over the world. Happy Father's Day to everybody from Elevate and even from Jalea. Not from you. You're not saying Happy Father's Day? Oh my Lord. Anyway, the three of you can say Happy Father's Day? Yeah. So let the three of you, everybody, after 3, 1, 2, 3.
Happy Father's Day.
Girl.
You said you would say it.
I did not. I said they would say it.
They would say, all right, the two of you then, and myself. Oh Lord, poor fathers. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy Father's Day from Elevate. We sign off and we see you again next week.
What is it?
Oh wow, I tell you, this is as real as it gets, as real as it gets. And I'm so glad that Janine is here with us, Miss Janine Butcher. And Janine is the spokesperson on issues of youth in the Democratic Labour Party. How much good night, Janine, and welcome again to the Marcia Week Show. You haven't been on for so long.
Yes, good night to everyone. It's so good to be back here. I haven't been on, but I have been seeing you otherwise.
Yes.
Yes,
Well, it's we've been chatting. You and I, we're always chatting.
yes,
Janine, I'm so glad that you were listening. I think you were listening to most of this here tonight. You were listening to most of what happened here on the set tonight in this recorded piece with Elevate and these four young ladies. And at some points of it, it was very painful to watch, but very real. It was very real. You thought it was very real?
yes, and I appreciated that it was.
You appreciated that it was? Tell
Yeah,
me why. I know your people. You all like things real. What
yeah,
what what about it was so real?
yeah. So being that there were four girls, you saw that there were also four different dynamics of fathers not being in the household. So you were able to get four different experiences of what these young ladies, and they represent a lot of different girls, and I would also add in boys, although there were only girls there, go through on a day-to-day basis without having the fathers in the household or with having the father within the household. So I'm glad that we got to see all of the different dynamics of what that could do and the emotions that it can also bring from the children.
Yes, yes. I also noted that the comment section was very quiet. Because and I don't know. I am assuming because it was so real. And we didn't know where it was going to go. Even just to be honest, Janine, I wanted to stop the interview because I really wasn't expecting. I know that people have different views and so on, but the level of sadness that some of the girls, and even after it was finished, we had to spend some time with one of the young ladies, because at Praise Academy we try to be a family, and I know that we will have to continue to still working with some of the girls. But is there anything that you saw there that struck you the most and was very sad for you watching it?
Yeah, so the one person who stood out to me the most would have been Jalea. I think that was her name.
Yes.
And you can see at one particular point she just closed off. She didn't want to say anything else, and I think that that's also a message. She was thinking. You can tell that she was feeling a lot of emotion there from the father not being in the home, from not interacting with him, from even maybe wanting him. And I'm glad that some of the other young ladies, I can't recall their names per se, but we're able to talk about how not wanting to have the money when you were speaking about the part of having the money or having the father. They chose to have the touch of the father instead because it's nothing that can replace, no type of money that can replace that affectionate touch or the impact that a father can have on the child growing up. You say we drip a child and the way it should go, and when it's old, it will not depart from it. So those memories, fond memories that you have when you're growing up with your parents is one to really cherish. And we can see that how Julia there was expressing herself. I think that silence is also a message in how she displayed herself just now.
Yeah, yeah. It is said that, well, the statistics say that in Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, that 44% of households, you know, in Barbados in particular, actually, are among the highest levels in the region where the homes are female-headed households. And as when you were growing up, you found that that was an issue. Was it that you found more of your friends who had just a mother heading up the household?
Yes, unfortunately, we found that a lot of mothers were the only persons within the household. Some persons had a great co-parenting dynamic where persons were able to go by their dad, and they had other persons who didn't see their dad at all. I don't think that some men may understand the kind of impact that it has on their children. Yes, sometimes relationships don't work out the way that you want them to. I don't think that anybody really goes into for a relationship for it to end badly. But then when a child is involved, you can at least play a role or be able to have that hard conversation of how the two parenting dynamic would come through. I also wanted to mention in regards to this though that sometimes although persons not growing up in a single parent household isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes we do have a two parent household dynamic, but it's not always great for the child either. Because persons may just be sticking together for the child and it's still a lot of confusion within the household, so there may not be any peace. But you can also find a single parent household where children are excelling, they feel peaceful, and they're also happy. So I just want viewers to know this is not any way at all to put down the single parent household from where we're coming from.
You're saying that and then sometimes though in these households where you have female headed, there might be female headed households, but you have grandfathers and you have uncles, who are father figures, right? You have coaches, sometimes teachers, sometimes church leaders. I was remembering through this Father's Day how the pastor at my church, whoever the pastor was, because they changed pastors over time. And what they used to do was, I would go to church Sunday night, and Sunday night was when I got my lunch money and my bus fare. And that would be when the offering is collected. And whether I wanted to go to church on a Sunday night, you're young, you don't want to be on a church on Sunday night. But girl, I'm going to church Sunday night because I'm going in the vestry. They call it the vestry, the room at the and the church's secretary will count the lunch money. Will count. Here I say count the lunch money. Count the offering. Count the offering, and that came from pastor, and so pastor became like a father figure, and I had to submit my report cards to the church and to pastor. Had to see it, so you're so correct that it's not the end of the world if you're in a household that is female headed, because father figures, they come in all different shapes and forms, and then Janine, you have visiting fathers, and the father might not be there, but they visit. You want to say much more on any more on that?
Yes, so I'm glad that you would have touched on the other father figure roles or persons, especially if we go to teachers, for example, because children spend most of their time with teachers on a day-to-day basis. So you might find that they might even have we know we're talking about fathers, but we also might have a mother figure and a teacher, a father figure at school. So sometimes I do think that the ministry, and this is not about government now, this is about ministry altogether, the institution, should also consider sometimes when you just uproot teachers from a particular school and change them over. Although it is a system, some children do have a special connection with some teachers, and some teachers will try to stay in contact with them, but it's not really their job, so they do it because they care. But that also affects some children. When I was going to school, it did affect a young lady at the time. Lucky for her, the teacher did stay in contact with her, but she was really a big support system for how the young lady was going to excel and stuff like that. She really looked up to that teacher, and she was moved, and it wasn't like the teacher knew at the time or anything.
Yeah, it's but I know for those girls, I was very impacted by that interview, to be honest. And it's one of interview I couldn't wait till it was finished, because I just thought, what, let's get them involved and let them make the bags. It was just a really innocent idea. I didn't know where it was I didn't realize where it was going to go, and that it would be that serious. And yeah, somebody said here the genuine honesty was overwhelming, and I think that might be why we were not getting the comments in the comment sections, because my Bajan people, you know your Bajan people, right, Janine? We don't like to get that open, right? We don't like to get that deep. It was a bit too deep, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was look at the faces. Look at Kimoya. I should say, I keep saying Kamoya. Kimoya, look at her face. Look
Yeah.
at her. She
But it
was
was good that
beat
you
up.
had them doing the bags though, because it would give you, when you're in, even when they're going to school, you do. I know some children have to do in primary school per se, do like a card for their mom or their dad when it's coming up to that time period. So you having them to do that activity, I think it, was able to allow them to be more relaxed and to really have a really good conversation. Maybe some adults should learn from the children and have these hard conversations from time to time because of the level of how they even express themselves with going through the different situations with their father. I remember the young lady in the yellow, she would have also expressed about her friends and how their parents and their household with the father figures were working. So I think that allowing them to do this was a bit more relaxed for them. And I'm glad that you allowed them to have this type of conversation.
Yeah. But Janine, I mean, I'm sure you've been through some these kinds of emotions at some point. You hear me giving my story, about, seeing my dad at 11 and then didn't see him again until I was an adult, having my first child, and there were moments where it seemed fine. And then there were moments where the sadness would set in a little bit, and when you wondered what it could have been. Like I went to a school where the children, they come in the cars. I was poor but bright, so then I went to one of these very, Jamaica would say tush, that one of those schools. And they like, yeah, they were saying like a Harrison College, Queens College, one of those. And a lot of expat children and a lot of white people and singing on it. I poor dirt poor. And but they used to come and their dad dropped them off and they'd say, bye, dad. And everybody going, kissing up dad. And I was like, oh my God, I don't even know my dad. I don't even know my dad. And I mean, I used to get sad about it, but you kind of grew out of, well, it appeared we can act as though we grew out of it, but there's some impact. And do you remember anything from your childhood that you care to talk about? Like the kids?
Yes, please. I couldn't hear you at the last part because it sounds like we're getting some static there. But you asked me if I can talk about my childhood.
Yes, and if up to you, because everybody will have to choose. I'm very open with myself, but whether because people are listening, and we have to be. I try to be an open book for these girls, and so if there's anything you care to say about you as a young woman growing up.
Yeah, so for me, I would have had a similar experience to like maybe Kamoya. My dad wasn't present either. But we did have the head of my mom being the head of the household. So being that I'm the youngest within my mom's children, um, I would have had my sister's dad at the time to be able to interact with.
Your sister's dad.
Yes, because being
That's
that I was the
great.
youngest, he was still in. He's actually even my godfather. That might sound funny, yes, but he's actually even my godfather. So he will always up to I did it today. He still comes to visit us and stuff like that, and we can go by him at any particular time period. So I would have had him at as a replacement, and just like you had the church, I had a woman at church at the time, the pastor's wife. Me and her is still good today, like today. And within my household, I can't go without saying that my mom, my sisters, up to today is still a great deal of support, the way how we interact with each other and stuff like that. So when you're growing up, I do agree that you could feel that void. But once you have a good support system around you, it allows you to not have to reflect on it.
Yeah, yeah. And what would you say to looking at these four girls on the screen? If you had the opportunity to speak to them, Janine, and based on what you saw on the screen tonight, what would you say to them? From being real as they were real, what would Janine honestly say to these girls?
Yeah, so for the two who are not, who have their dad, we'll start with those. For the two who have their dad in their lives and everything, I just wanted to tell them, continue to sit with your parent, you know, keep that good conversation with your dad. You know, it's a good thing to have because I continue to cherish it because we can look at the other two young ladies who need that, and we can see that there's a void there. So to the two who have their dad, I just want to continue to encourage them. You know, continue to make many memories now that you're younger, and continue to cherish that relationship as you get older, and be a source for even the young ladies within their school to help them, you know, if any situation, to be able to talk to them through anything about their fathers or how they might be missing that void. For the two though whose dads are not present in their lives, I will say to them that you are not the only person, so don't ever feel like you're the first person for this to happen to, and all of your dreams and all your aspirations that you want to have in this life will still come through, although your father figure is not there as you would want him to be. But cherish your parent, being your mom or your sisters, your cousins, any family member or friends who is great to you. You cherish that individual and you capitalize on that. But your life is not over and you will be great.
Wow, that is powerful. That is really powerful. We actually are planning a retreat with the students at Praise, and they should be part of it. These young ladies should be
Yes.
part of it as well. And
Mhm.
so I know one of the things that we will address is this issue,
Mhm.
because I believe it's keeping back a lot of the girls, and a lot of our children, um, in society. But sometimes, Janine, we blame the parent, we blame the father for not being there. And a lot of times, even us as adults, as you get to hear the full story of what really transpired in the relationship or the household, then you start to realize it's not just daddy's fault. Mommy might have a little fault to play in it too, right? Let's be real. If we're going to be real and
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
let me hear
Sometimes.
your comments on that, because I know we like to protect the mommies. We love to protect mommy, right? But sometimes, let me hear you on that, Janine.
I think women always protect women, and I'm all for women empowerment. But I would say that, yeah, sometimes it can be the mom's fault. Maybe, it could be two men involved and didn't know at the time which person was the correct dad. But I still don't find, even if it was that situation, women forgive men all the time for all the things that they might do in a relationship. And yes, I know that some women can be really stubborn at the same time, but you still have to work it out at the end of the day. You might not be, wanting to be around the woman. Sometimes even the court system, I think, really fails us. Sometimes persons go to court for help, but you don't get much relief at the court. Either there might be a dad who might be who might have the children, being that we're talking about the switching of the roles where fathers might be taking the control, and some mothers may be stubborn and you don't really get any relief because it still be unfair based on what the evidence you bring to the court. They say in court sometimes it's not what it is, but what you can prove. And sometimes even how a person might be not able to express themselves the correct way, it could cause them to, have being wrong. And then we can have where child support for either mother or father might be $50 a week. But let us be realistic. $50 a week for a child is nothing. $50 for even a person who doesn't have a child is nothing to have something to eat to get through. So I think that even the court system has failed how we do the family dynamic. So when we're talking about going outside for assistance, we really have is all the barriers. I think that family has been broken down from society, from rules within the place that we go for help, as I was saying, the court. So it's so many different dynamics of the family, and I think that maybe is coming up to be brought up that way now because it's becoming so of the everyday narrative. I would say we need to change that, but it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Um, yeah, somebody says some of the mothers run the fathers from around the children, you know. And that is true. I hear the stories. I hear the stories from the fathers.
Hmm.
Sometimes they want to be there, but the mother the mother is upset with the father, right?
Mhm.
And then doesn't want the father around. So, women who are listening should also look and see the pain on these children's faces
Mhm.
and realize that it's important that you try to work it out for the sake of the child as well, because that pain there, you could get a father figure, yes, and they might help, but that sometimes people end up in therapy over these things, Janine.
That is true. And I'm glad you mentioned therapy, because if we can start to give children therapy from even a young age, and may be able to help girls like Jalea and Kimaya within the school system, though. Not that the parent might have to pay for it, but all these are factors when we're talking about education reform that we can also look at, because it would really help at this time.
Can you expound on that a bit more?
In regards to the education reform.
Educational reform, yeah.
Yes, because I see reform, construct, deconstruct, all of these different words coming up, but we're still not getting a clear picture on what that really looks like. I saw parents in classes coming into play, but we must also remember, before we get to the parents in classes, there are also other factors. We have persons with schizophrenia having children. We have, a person that need help before they even begin to get a child. And then the children come into play. The parents might be disciplining their children at home. Then we have policies and rules at school that might not align with what the parent might be teaching their children. So, like, for instance, this grooming policy, I personally, for one, don't think that it is teaching the children the correct way, because there are rules when you leave school and go into a workplace. So you can't go into a workplace with your hair placked, or hair all the way down to your ankle. But the grooming policy just says leave and tidy. So then we have children going into school. We can see eyelashes, we can see weaves, we can see boys wearing their hair plait and with beads in it. So then it conflicts with maybe what a parent might be saying at home. Then we are telling the children, at schools, the parent can discipline you, the teacher can even discipline the children at school now. So that's where they spend most of their time. Then we also have where the common entrance is not going to happen anymore. I don't think the real problem is the common entrance, though. I think is the hype that we put around the common entrance. Because if we teach it like a regular test for another day, I think is the media, I think is the hype, I think is, the pressure that society puts on it, that if you don't go to a particular school, you can't excel. And at this point, everybody is doing the same CXCs at every school. The reality is, I have one of my nieces go to Springer Secondary School, and she wants to now leave and to maybe head to St. George Secondary to do another year in Upper Fifth. Why? Some people may call that crazy, but because they're saying that they have more opportunities to get into like cosmetology and stuff like that. So I think that we might be looking at things a different way, but children are actually changing. If they go to children and ask them what education reform might be like, they would get a whole different picture for what we're actually thinking it should be. There are other things like factors we can see that, in terms, I know they're talking about the transportation in terms of traffic, on a day-to-day basis. We can see that if children were going to school much closer to home, and if they were to start putting schools in this different limelight, then the traffic would ease much too. So I think that there are many different things that are just common sense, and that even I talk about with my nieces and the young people, which we don't need consultants for. It's right there, and it could be fixed much easier.
Wow, that's very interesting that you said that she wants to go to Upper Fifth, Upper Fifth at St. George, because I heard about that program at St. George Secondary School. That at St. George Secondary School they get that second chance, and they get to do things with their hands. Can you tell me? Do you know more about the program, Janine?
Well, I didn't really look into the program, but I know she wants to go to that side, and they're saying that there is the better place to be able to do that. But I do plan to look into the program.
And so she wants to do cosmetology.
Yes.
Wow.
Also they were saying that, they have friends and persons that are also wanted into carpentry. Even people are going there to finish off their CSCs, actually, like POB, POA, stuff like that. People are going there because you're saying that the teachers, break down the work much better for you. That's the only difference between these schools. It's not that when a CSE is being done, it doesn't have on a particular school's name. It's the CSEC. So it's all Caribbean children are doing the same thing. And I think that if Barbadians come from that mindset that this school is better than the other, we will have a different turnaround, that children are just going to school and everybody's going to achieve something, because it's not where you go at the end of the day, it's what you do when you get there.
Because I mean, we know that the results have just come out a couple of days ago. One of my little friends there in Nelson Street, I call him my son. He kind of looked like me, and he's going to St. Leonard's Boys School, and I'm so proud of him. I'm going to get him on the show. But the results are in, and the children are going different schools. But how would we really even change that mindset that is already ingrained in us, that Princess Margaret is not the same as Harrison College? So how would that ever? I don't see how that could ever change. I mean, how are you going to really change that?
Right. I don't think it's not a late switch. It's something that can change instantly. But I think being that the government is doing education reform, they can implement it in one of their plans in the way that they can go about it to, say that these particular subjects are being done at this school, for you to get an opportunity to be able to further yourself.
So you're saying to streamline then, and to say, like, for example, St. George Secondary can be cosmetology, it can be nail technician, all of these different, different, what's the word I'm looking? I'm losing my trainer, but you know what I mean?
Yes.
These opportunities then, right? And that's not the word I'm looking for. But
Right.
where, tell me, what is it I want to say? I know what I want to say. Vocations. Thank you, Angel Humble. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that they could make it vocational, where based on what you want to do in life. If you want to do sciences, you could go to Princess Margaret then for sciences. You want to do agriculture, you go to Alexandra School, something like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, kind of. Well, not leaving out the CSCs. You'll be able to do CSCs to like every school, but yes, in terms of streamlining as well. And and what it was also adding in terms of accessibility to getting the children to and from school much easier. I also would like that is in place, because it would also alleviate the traffic conditions as well, for persons who are complaining about that, and you will get to see children will be able. So, for instance, if you're living in St. Philip, you can go to a large school, Foundation, Princess Margaret, because the bus system will allow you to be able to travel to frequent those areas much easier. Right. So in terms of all of that.
That it would interesting ideas, Janine, and I hope that at some point you will have the opportunity to be part of the team that implements these ideas. Before you go though, as we're going to move away from the fatherhood, that the fatherlessness that we see in our society. But let's look at the greater society as a young woman. What are some of the issues that you're seeing currently that moves you as a young person? I don't think, Janine, are you 40 yet? I know you're not. I just asking. So the people will know you're a young woman.
Yeah.
A young woman. And you live in Barbados. What are some of those issues as a young person? It does irk you. It gets to you, and it keeps you up at night. What are some of those issues?
Well, number one on the list would be the change of amounts of how many young persons are getting into crime. So we're seeing 14-year-olds, and from that age.
I'm not hearing you, Terry. What you just said?
No, you can hear me better now?
Yeah, it could be me. But just repeat what you're saying. Go a little
so
slower.
The first thing I would say would be crime. The ages. Crime was always an issue, but in terms of the shift of the amount of younger persons, like 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, seeing them in the paper. Some of them faces can be shown, obviously, but you're saying the ages, the names. getting into crime. That is a big one. Because I think maybe now we have to go to primary school stages in terms of the word again that you brought up earlier, therapy. Getting the social workers on board from that early, seeing what is really happening with these children, because it just hopefully it didn't just start in secondary school.
Let me ask you, what you said, that this, you mentioned crime as being that issue that will keep you up at night, or
Mhm.
that really you think about a lot. But you're a young person. Why is that a problem for you?
But it's a problem because the younger the person is able to do the crime, um, much of us young people might not live to see much older, because young people are killing out younger persons. We don't know if we can pass by a stray bullet. I don't know at no point in time, because these young boys already know how to use guns. We can see persons just dying just like that in the streets. So we as young people don't know when we would live to. Older persons back in those times, you could say that they would die from old age. But at this point in time, young people, I do believe that young people are dying faster than older persons.
So you're thinking about your mortality, basically. You're
Yes,
thinking
please.
how long you really are going to live. And Janine, do you really think, I'm just trying to be as real as and honest as possible. You think that 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 young people really think about this, their
Yeah.
mortality because of the crime?
Well, some, maybe not the ones that are currently involved. Maybe they're just doing it and not thinking at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Based on different scenarios, different situations. One could be but from the same fatherless environment. That's where they turn to the guy on the block to be that father figure for them. But I don't think that some of them do. Well, the rest of us that are out here not maybe engaging in that type of activity will fear about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you said crime. What's the next thing? What's anything else that's at the top of your list that really concerns you? 2026, June 2026. You can say, Marcia, for truth, I sit and I think about this. Tell me, what else is it?
Would be the economy, the high cost of living. One
Economy?
thing.
What you know about the economy? Talk to me. I'm serious. I truly, I'm serious about it. Do you really think about the economy? What
Yeah,
about the economy?
the high cost of living, everything. The every day something is going up. I think up to Sunday, we had the gas bottles going up. I have to help pay bills in my household and contribute. So, and I do want to be able to eventually get my own home and stuff like that. But each year, it seems to be becoming harder and harder of how we attain that. I know maybe now the government is talking about rent to own, but that was something that was in place previously, and people still had to be waiting there for years. Even before that, I remember when the Democratic Labour Party was in power, they were actually the first persons to implement that, doing 500 homes in 100 days. So that does help. But that is something that, if you want to go, if you don't want to get a house from the government and you wanted to, build your own home, it is very hard to get a mortgage. Opening a bank account in Barbados, like different ones. I do have one already, but if you want to go for another one, it's very hard to open a
Yes,
bank account. It's very hard to open a bank account.
it's very hard to open a bank account as a young person.
Yes,
Mm.
very hard
And
to open a bank
and
account.
so for those who say, well, you're all young, you don't have any bills, most young persons, even if they live at home, they have to contribute to the household, and they
Yeah,
still have to take care of themselves.
yes.
And so,
Black mothers always teach you to be independent, minded. And when I had my first job, I had to start purchasing, um, it was toiletries and this breakfast stuff at first. And then it came into, as I got older, because the first job was at 16. That's when I contribute to every single thing in terms of the bills. At first, it was $50 for a bill of the lake hit back then, but now it's a whole bill. And then
and sometimes you get a little vexed when you know that you have to do that bill, right? You don't get a little vexed.
at first when at first when it was the $50, but no, we ain't get the practice, it now becomes the responsibility.
Yes. Yes, and so you know that is that bill, and then when you see them, if it's especially utility, and then everybody wasting that utility, you don't get vexed. Right?
Of course.
It's so interesting, if you have to pay the electricity bill, and now everybody wasting the electricity, they're going in the fridge all the time, or whatever you think,
Yes,
they're on the device the whole night. They don't turn off the light. They know that you used to do that, but because you're not paying the bill, right?
of course. You live and you learn. I
You
mean,
live.
even with having my nieces in the household from time to time when they come and visit and stuff, they'll be like, Auntie Jens, but if I gotta pay bills, y'all can't do that.
What?
Yeah,
That's what you say?
yeah.
When,
So
when, when
even
when she has to pay bills, we can't do certain things. You all can't do certain
correct,
things.
but they're doing it now. So I totally understand where you're coming from. It makes your point.
So the economy is one thing, crime is the next. What's the next thing? What is there anything else that really
Pardon me, is there
is there
you're
anything
breaking
else
up.
that is really on your mind and makes you sometimes you're up thinking about it, you are probably journaling, reaching talking to your friends about it, it concerns you.
Yeah, the economy covers like everything for the nutshell for the rest of what it's talk about. So like housing, being successful, owning a vehicle, just being a successful individual. So all of that, the economy affects all of that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But Janine, this is, I mean, and then of course the jobs, because I'm when I talk to young people, they say, well, I'm talking to this young man, and he's married and he's had his son, and he used to do a lot of freelancing. And I said to him, well, what are you doing these days? He said, I have a full-time job, and I was so excited for him. And then he says, but it's just for 2 months.
Mm.
Do you find that that is what is happening among people your age, that they're getting jobs, but it's not long term?
Yeah, certainly. That is a big issue. And then we can find persons who may not be getting any work at all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care how many degrees they have. But
Yeah.
and then most recently, I think I saw like three different things where it said application for a work permit was for a chief immigration officer. At the time, let me see if I can get it. Pull it here. I
What?
saw them. Yeah,
You
one
said
was.
the
Mhm.
application for a chief immigration officer, that what?
Yeah, so there was application to for a warehouse assistant, and they
Mm-hmm.
had to put in the rating to the chief immigration officer, and that was for a non-national actually to fill the position in Barbados.
For a
And
warehouse manager.
for a warehouse assistant, warehouse clerk, and also a shoe
You
store
know,
supervisor.
a warehouse clerk is just adding up and counting the boxes and taking
Yeah.
inventory,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't find a agent to fill that.
It doesn't seem that way. And then I also saw one for a shoe store supervisor as well.
And they're asking for non-national.
Yes.
I would love for you to send me that.
Yes, I
That
will.
that is quite interesting. Well, quite interesting. Well, Janine, you can let me know when you have to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have Shaquille Stout. I hope I'm saying that correct. And he's joining us. He's a young man as well, under 40. And Shaquille was with us for the Father's Day dinner, dinner with dad. And he's the one, I don't know if Dave can find him. He's the one who had his son. Let me just welcome Shaq. I call him Shaq. He's Shaquille, though. Hello, good night, Shaquille.
Hello, good night. How are you doing?
Doing great. I know you're a hardworking daddy, and you're actually at work at the moment. So we thank you that
Yes, I
you can
am.
spend a little 5 or 7 minutes with us this
Mhm.
evening. Shaq, it's okay if I call you Shaq?
Yes, yes, it's fine. I've been going by that nickname from since I've been what 10 years old, 9, young.
Well,
That has been
well,
my nickname for a while. So,
well, his correct name is Shaquille. Okay,
mhm.
Shaquille Stout, right, Shaquille?
Yes, please.
Right. And Shaquille, I'm so happy that you took up um the invitation,
Mm-hmm.
to be present at the Father's Day dinner with dad. And you had your young son. How old was your son? You had him in your hand the whole night.
He's 2. He's going to be 3 in September, which
Yes.
is right around the corner. Yes,
Right
it
around
is.
the corner, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
he was so quiet the whole night. You had him in his hand, and I'm wondering how is Shaquille going to manage with that baby the entire night? How was that for you?
Well, n- actually it was quite good. It was quite good. He is very well behaved. He does not give any trouble. He's a very well built, very well behaved young boy. I mean, take it from his father, just saying, but well behaved. He's well behaved. But it was a very good experience for me. I actually enjoyed it. I know that some fathers might say we don't really get much celebration as Father's Day come around. Sometimes sometimes you will get a little celebration here or there, like pickets of celebrations here or there, but something like that is very commendable and very encouraging to see some women taking the time out to celebrate fathers the way they would like to be celebrated. So it was very appreciative.
Yes, yeah. Is
Mm.
there anything there on the night? And those of you who are watching, and you might have donated. You have people like Cheryl. I'm just gonna call first names because some people don't like their full names to be called Cheryl. You
Mhm.
know which who you are. That gave the those door prizes. Carol, Joseph, Pauline, Angela. Reverend Wiggins, I can say Reverend Wiggins, Apostle Breedy, Marietta, Ramon, Damien, and Jamal, Michelle, Daniel. I know I can say Michelle's last name. There's so many persons who would have served. My husband, Dave Weeks, have giving of their time, and I asked Shaq to
Yeah.
come on to just to say thank you and just to say what the event meant for him. So, Shaq, is there anything in that entire evening that you say stood out the most to you?
I don't want to say the food, but
Let's say the food. Be honest. What did you like? What you like best of the plate? Tell me.
I can't remember but the pie for sure was very tasty. I love the pie.
You love the
I'm a
macaroni
sucker for
pie.
pie. Yeah, I'm a sucker for pie. Although it's something that I'm not supposed to be eating so often, but the pie was it for me. And then the rice too was yeah, it was good. But the
You
pie for
like the rice?
sure,
Well, the rice was mine. The rice was
oh,
mine.
superb. Like yeah, but
Like
that
the
pie,
rice.
that pie was
Yes, the pie. I think we had
yeah.
two sets of pies, and if
Mhm.
I wouldn't say whose pie it was, but anyway, I don't want to do that because two
I ain't
persons
really
bought.
don't bother who just the pie. It was just whoever made it. My my respect goes
Appreciate
out to you. My
respect. Yes.
appreciation goes out to you and respect because that pie was it.
I thought
And
you were
the
going to say condolences to the pie because the
no
pie.
no no well that too because me and my son he eat more the pie than I did honestly. So but
That little 2-year-old boy was eating too.
he was eating and that boy can put down food. I just like oh no he can put down some food.
Yeah.
Four
Wow.
plates of food he could put down very easy.
Yes, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, it
Mm,
was done out
but
of love. And but apart
yeah.
from the food, is there any which was the center of attraction, especially the pie? Anything else that you really anything else that happened that evening?
Yeah, I like when I saw the guys, I mean some of them might not know each other. We were not familiar, but just seeing me sit down and talk together, converse and just have a good time was very, very encouraging for me because I know people might say that men can be in the same room before having an argument, but you can see that men can sit down and have good conversations, get together and just, express how they feel, and talk about what they go through as men and what they go through in their family and all of that stuff. So it was very good to see men sitting down and just chilling, to be honest, because we don't really see that often, to be honest. But to see that there and then, having to converse with a lot of men was very encouraging.
It's very
It's very
encouraging for you.
encouraging. Hmm.
And the fact that you had, I was so, I guess, concerned for you and that baby in your hand the entire
Or,
night. You didn't seem
mhm.
moved by it at all. How important it
Mhm.
is for fathers to spend that quality time with their child.
Oh, very, very, very important. And it's not a knock on the women, but the relationship with children and their fathers are highly important because that cultural development is based on the father, if you understand what I'm saying. So
Mm-hmm.
like the development of what to do in society, how to move as a man or as a woman, how to grow, how to communicate, how to say yes, how to stand on your own 2 feet, how to
Hmm.
um
Yes.
be a person of your word, yes, no, stand by your word. All that is what the father gives to a child. And if
Mm,
if you don't spend that quality time with the child, you can see as a result they're they're just total chaos. They just run around till like a headless chicken, and just well, I didn't have my father. And most of the time, you hear I want to say bad behave, but lost children, 9 times out of 10, you will hear that their father was not in their lives. My father died when I was young. My father was never there. He left our family. Most of the time, you find all the issues that happen in society is because of fatherless homes, right? So that relationship with a man, a father and his son, and a father, especially a father and his daughter, is more. I find that daughters cling way more to their fathers than their sons, surprisingly.
mm,
But that relationship that children need from their father is highly important, very
yes.
important.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And we just had some girls on, four
Hmm.
girls on, and they you could see the pain in their faces as they spoke about
Hmm.
their dad and not
Hmm.
being able to have that relationship. And I was watching you the whole night to see if you needed any
Hmm.
help,
Oh,
to run, but at the same time, someone had said to me, no, but mothers have to sit there with their child the whole time. A mother would be
yeah.
with that 2-year-old the whole night. And no
Hmm.
problem. Why? And they corrected me and said, why are you thinking that he's not going to be able to manage with his own 2-year-old child? And you did
Yeah.
manage with him for the whole time. He was in your
Yeah.
hand.
Cause I asked him anytime, then he want to sit down, and every time I put him down, he want to be back in my hand.
Yeah.
And so I accustomed. I mean, he's not in a environment that he's not accustomed to. Plus, two, when we were there, he was sleeping when we got there. He woke up because he ran started falling, and from since then he was, because when he's woken up from sleeping, he get very clingy and a little miserable too. So he being in my arms were is a norm when he is in that state of mind. Yeah. Hello, I can't. Marcia, I can't hear you. Hello, your audio is gone. Hello.
No, you're still muted, Marcia.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is Marcia's mic that isn't working?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
You can. Okay. So, wow. Our ideas, calls. Wow. Pray, guys. We just took this back from the shop, the eye shop. They worked on it today, and we're still having some challenges. So we will do the best that we can. That's the truth. Yeah. But Shaq, is there anything else that you want to say to us before you go? Read that event and fatherhood, or anything that's on your mind that you want to say. 'Cause I know you have to get back to work.
Well, I would say all I want to say was thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for giving. Well, me, I can't speak for all the men, but I guess I can speak for all the men, good fathers. Thank you for the opportunity, giving us the time to have a dinner and to eat food, because men love their belly. So, um, but I just want to send my thanks out to you, Marcia, and the Marcia Show team. I really appreciate the time that you take out to plan, prepare. I know it was not easy, and especially because the rain came down all of a sudden. And I know things were pushed back or got delayed because of the weather, but still, we had a good time. Well, I had a good time. And I believe all the other men had a good time, but me and Nathan had a good time. Don't mind that he was sleepy and wanted to go home, but we had a very good time. So thank
Yes.
you very much, and I'm looking forward for next year.
Yes. All right.
Um,
Well, thank you so much, Shaq, and get back
mhm.
to your studio. Do you still do spirit led studios?
Yes, as you can see, I'm in my studio right now. As you can see in the background, I'm
Yes.
actually in my studio. Yeah.
That's a hard-working father. He's always
Yeah.
working. Keep it up, Shaq.
Thank you.
All the best. Yes.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Bye
Yes.
bye.
Bye. Wow. Janine, that was a very, very interesting event that was held, and I'm so glad that our men, that they and we what we did, we went for the younger men, the younger fathers, 40 and under, so that because sometimes if you say a Father's Day event, we will, get the more senior men will come out. But it was so good to see the guys there, young guys there, and with their children at that. And I think that was really wonderful.
Yes, you can see because the guy, he was real shocked. You can see that he was really excited to be there. He had his 2-year-old son. And so kudos to you and and the whole entire team on the loyal opposition for really putting that on.
Yes, most definitely. Now tonight we at 8:30 we're supposed to have people calling in, but the my whole system is not working. So I'm not even sure what I'm going to do at this point because the idea is for people to call in. And I was at the store today, the iStore, to trying to get it fixed, and because you couldn't even hear me up to this morning. That a part of the audio wasn't working, but it seemed to be another issue now, because I'm not So when the caller came on, could you hear the caller at all, Janine? Could you hear me?
No, we couldn't hear anything. So I'm not sure if maybe you have to plug out the phone from the set and then you only have to just put
No,
it to your.
no, it's not in the set because I'm doing what I do all the time, and which is through the laptop. It's coming through the laptop. So that's where the challenge, where the yeah, that's where the challenge is. So okay, we'll try again. I think that was Sunny. Let me see if I call her and try something. And I'm gonna try something. I'm not gonna give up because I promised you all. And I'm gonna see if I put it on. Let's see.
Hi, good night, Marcia.
Yes, can you hear her?
Yes.
Okay, this is the old way where I just put the phone up close to the close to the laptop, and if you can hear, yes, go right ahead, Sunny. Good to hear you.
Hi, good night, good night. Pleasure to hear you too. I just wanted to say that what a great program it is tonight, and I really like that interview you did. That was so brave with the young ladies, and I really felt for the two young ladies who were struggling with their relationship with their fathers. It's so important for young people to have good relationships with their parents. They're little sponges at that age, and fathers need to show their sons how to treat women by treating their mothers well. And daughters need to see their fathers treating their mother well to show what they should expect as women and how they should be expected to be treated as women when they get older. So the parental role is so vital. And you could see the hurt in those young ladies' faces, the ones that really have got very big problems with their father relationship. And it's going to take them a lot of time and a lot of self-work to get a good relationship going with men when they grow up.
Yeah. And, what do you say to people who say, you don't really need the father? There's some even on Father's Day, some mothers get cards from their children to say to the mother, Happy Father's Day to the mother. What do you say to people who say, well, it's not that necessary?
It's very necessary. I mean, I'm so lucky because I have a wonderful daddy. I love him to pieces. He's going to be 91 in September. I'm so
91?
lucky to have him for so long in my life. He's been my absolute rock all through my life. He's been the first person I've ever turned to when I've had problems, or I was a little girl, a teenager, a young woman. And even now, the first person I want to talk to is my dad, to run through a problem with him. So it is absolutely vital. It never leaves you. And he's also shown me how I, as a woman, should be respected by men. What is the right behaviour? What I should be, what the respect I should have for myself. And it was such a vital relationship with me growing up with such an important man in my life who has just been an absolute rock for me and complete rock. And father, what I can tell you is I'm lucky that I had a great dad, have a great dad, and I'm absolutely grateful to God for giving me that. And it's very, very important for young women to have a good, strong relationship with their dads as they grow up.
So let me ask you, Sonny, what would you say to those young girls? I'm sure you come up to Praise every Saturday because you teach. You're one of those who give back. Sonny is part of the Elevate program, and Sonny doesn't just give her time, but she's bought material. And some of the material that Sonny's bought, actually, it's not just for at Colamarock, but we're using it here in Bel Air, St. Philip, at the Elevate here in Bel Air, teaching children to read. And I have to say that because you're not going to say it, and I'm so impressed by that. But what would you say to these, at least the two of these girls? You saw the pain on their faces. If they're listening right now, what would you say to them, Sonny?
I would say, please don't judge all men by the treatment you've had from your fathers to date. And also find your own self-respect. You are worthy of better treatment. It is not your fault. It is his fault. So don't ever let another man treat you like that. But don't hate all men, because not all men behave like your father. So I would say the first thing to work on is your own self-respect, and to really, really try to get over that sort of hurt which is leading to hatred of men, because that's the way it's going. So don't judge everybody the same as your first experience with a man who has let you down badly and is not worthy of you losing your self-respect. You should absolutely always build yourself up and know that it's not your fault.
Yeah, excellent. Wow, Sonny, thank you so much for calling, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, Marcia. Have a great night. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Wow. That was pretty powerful, and you can hear. Okay, they're saying correct caller. So we work with a system, yes. So we're going to go back to our old system, our old system. And I think if I can probably get my I get, there's another piece to it that we used to do in the old system, Dave. If I can get that to work, I think that we might just, yes, everything. So guys, feel free to call Janine. You can drop off whenever you can, whenever you want to. But any thoughts on what the caller said there, Janine?
Yeah, certainly. I love how she would have empowered the young ladies, telling them it's not their fault and that they should have some self confidence and don't let any other man to treat them like that. I think that is indeed a powerful message. Hopefully, that the young ladies or any other young person listening, any other young girl, will be able to add that to the self confidence dictionary.
One of the girls in the I think it could have been Kimoya. She was saying, that sometimes they really do look for girls. You see, the kind of guys that they look for. Sometimes it's because of the figure they're actually trying to find, that father figure. But there's another call. Let me go right to the caller. Okay, caller, welcome to the Marcia Week show. Can you turn down your device? Welcome. Go right ahead.
Yeah, good night, Marcia. I was watching the program on TV just now during the gift for the father.
Yes.
Well, the two girls never had a love for the father. I would break that way too because I never raised by a mother or father. I was raised in a home.
You were raised in a children's home?
I was raised in the again home in Black Rock. I never raised by a father or a mother.
Yes. How old you were when you went to the home? How old you were when you went to the home?
I was in home. I was a baby. I was a baby. Me and my brother raised in home.
Wow. And how was that impacted you?
I can understand the girl feet because she was very sad because I was washing it. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The last girl, I was looking at her and she was very down and depressed and sad. But tell she don't give up, always stay strong.
Mm-hmm. But caller, how did you overcome? How did you overcome? Because that would have affected you living in a home.
I leave the home when I was 16.
You left it.
My time was up. My time was up, so I had to leave to go with my mother. They put me with my mother and used to live like in the city.
Okay.
I never raised by a mother or father. I even know what my father looked like. So I understand all the way she and the other girl.
And I mean, you still seem as though you still long for that. Can you tell us how old are you, caller? Or roundabout?
59.
You're 59, and at 59, I could still feel, Janine, you feel that pain in him at 59 years old, even though you found a way around it, but you still long for that, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you for calling, and I hope that they will be listening to know, because you are telling them not to give up. They said that the caller is low.
Tell them to don't give up. Stay strong. I know how to feel. It's not easy to be in a home, right? Because when you're in a home, you have it hard in a home, right? Because the homes that we used to call them aunties. House mother, but we never had a man in the home that we could call dad in the home. We just call it auntie or house mother. Right?
Yeah. Okay. And right. So it's okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for calling. Is there anything else that you wanted to say?
Well, I will talk to you when I call you because I still got the things in for you.
Yes, we were calling to come and pick them up, and you were nowhere to be found.
But there's a lot, though. I got a lot. Then to the roof. They're talking the roof.
I know we had a van there. Ramon was coming to pick up all of them, and you weren't available.
And they got more yesterday also too.
Yeah, so you got to make yourself available. We were ready, we were ready, and we didn't. But we will talk about that.
I will let you go for this set, and then I will go for more.
All right, hold off on these, okay? All right, thank you so much.
Okay then.
Yes, okay.
You have a good night. You have a good night.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Janine, any thoughts there before we go to the next caller?
Yeah, certainly. It shows that different people experience different feelings for a long period of time, being the age that Carla was, and do still long for that experience, being that he was in a home and stuff like that. It brings to mind the idea of maybe we might need, which we do have social workers and stuff like that, but some are leaving and going overseas. They're not staying in Barbados. We might need to implement, although we have some social workers graduating every year of UV, maybe to add in some transition coordinators to assist with, he said he just had to leave because he was at 16 years old. What happens after that for someone who, just comes out of a home? What is there any checking up on the person after they leave the home? You can see that he still has some trauma from there. He also mentioned that there's no dads at the home. So we can look at homes in a way someone might want to, for the person like you was in a single parent home, but homes are becoming single parent homes too, where only a mother is also there. So no man is able to teach
You mean the
children.
children's homes?
Yes,
Even
the children's home.
Oh, you talk. Okay, the children's homes. Mainly, you're saying it seems to have only aunties.
Only aunties. Right. So when you have only aunties still, there are no, and this is government again, and there's no men there to, teach the boys. So maybe we have to maybe look in the future to maybe separate the girls, separate the boys, and also maybe allow the man, because you might not want the man sleeping in the, the home with the girls. But you could, allow a guy a social worker male to come in, or someone, to give some motivational speeches to the young ladies or to the young men from time to time.
Yeah. So you're saying, well, I missed that, but he did say it. You're right that they were mainly aunties in the home. So right throughout, even in that situation that is supposed to be corrective, then you're creating a home for these children. Even in that, it's maternal.
Correct.
Wow. Did anybody, y'all ever thought about that? Even in that, it's maternal. It's all women again. And, you look at even the way this government is going, it's just female, and I know I was saying to you that I really didn't want to. I was trying my best just to have as many men as possible there on the night. Didn't work out. I ended up doing so much, a whole lot of work, myself and Angela. But I think next time I'll have some more female there. But my aim though was to have it just be like a fly on the wall and just have men running this thing. And I still am gonna hope for that,
Yes, you still should. You shouldn't stop. It was the first year, it was successful. You should still aim for it, have a whole year to plan. You never know what can happen.
Where we can probably move out the way and the men, somebody's saying that all the homes are run by women. So even in those corrective situations, it is still okay. We have a caller. Good night, caller. If you could turn up your phone and speak as loudly as you can, and turn off your device, please.
I bless you. Good night.
Okay, let me know, Janine. Can you hear the caller? Yes, you can. Okay. Just speak as loud as you can, caller.
Okay. I am glad that the interview with the young ladies was not a script and it was not a play, but it was genuine, heartfelt words that were spoken. And it is good. It is good when we can listen to young people speak their desires and their feelings and such like, and try to understand exactly what is happening. You know, one of the things that came out to me though was that you said that father means source, and it is also a point of reference. Now, a lot of us have grown up without a point of reference. I myself grew up without a point of reference.
Okay.
But I chose that whoever comes after me must have a point of reference. So there's no excuse, because the way how I grew up feeling, I did not want my children to come up feeling the same way. So since I didn't have any point of reference, I made sure that I became a point of reference. You know?
Yes.
So I am saying to this young lady though, the young lady who has this ill about her father, reach out to your father. And I'm saying to the father, reach out to your daughter. What I find in this society that we're living in, a lot of homes are being run by females, mothers, and to be real, a lot of mothers had bad experiences with their boyfriends or husbands, and they broke up. And sometimes they take out the bringing up of the children. They don't want the children to see their father. And when the man comes to see the child, they have all sorts of excuses. Some of them in private, they tell the child how bad the father is, and makes the child actually hate the father. And this is not a very good thing, because when you see those young men, a lot of times you can say that they are in homes without a father.
Yes.
So what is their point of reference? What is their point of reference? So I'm saying that sometimes it is their source. It is their source who is their point of reference that sometimes causes them to be the kind of person that they are.
Right.
You know? So I'm saying that we need to really look at what is really happening to our young men in our society, because some of them, I don't believe that they want to be the way how they are, but because they don't have a source of reference. That's a point of reference. That's why we are finding the young men being the kind of people that they are. And obviously, the young women are looking for a point of reference also.
Yes.
And obviously, mommy is not a point of reference, because she is more concerned about rearing and such like. But when you have a father, a male figure, who can teach you certain things that maybe when it comes to emotions and such like, that mommy might not be able to be open with about, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that this would really make a difference to some of our young men and some of our young women.
Yes. I love how you said a point of reference. I like that. I said source, but I love what it did. I loved you when you how you say that. A point of reference. I really, really do like that. And before you go, though, is there anything that that you see that's happening with our young people that you want to make a comment on before you go?
If there's one thing I would like to say, the one word is repair. Repair.
Mm.
I remember years ago, and I know she's listening because she's a fan of yours now. My child mother. I remember when we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter was very very young at that time, and when we broke up, it hurt me, and I had no desire at all to be around her, neither around my daughter, right?
Really?
Because of the
What?
hurt.
Well, hold a
Because of the
minute.
hurt I
Hold a
was going
minute.
through.
You're talking too fast
Mhm.
there, and I, you know what? I love this, Janine, because he's being honest. So you broke up with your child's mother, and you
Yeah,
did not.
when me and her broke up.
You're right.
When
Both
me
of
and
you,
her broke
both
up
of you broke up, but you did.
because
Uh-huh.
because of the hurt I was going through, I neither wanted to see her nor my daughter.
So why did you include the daughter in it? No jokes. I just want to understand why did you
Well, you
include the
see,
daughter in it?
a relationship is an emotional one also. So sometimes you want all two, but you
Oh.
know what I mean. Sometimes you want all two, but you can only have one, so to speak. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
But I made it in my mind. Look, my daughter did not do me anything, and I am going to make sure that I see my daughter, and I have a relationship with my daughter. I can't have one with my child mother, so at least let me have one with my daughter, because to me that is really important. Now, don't you know that when I made up my mind, I think it took me at least about 2 weeks. I did not see her for about 2 weeks.
Yes.
When I finally went to see my daughter, from the time that she saw me, she was like, "Daddy, daddy, 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 daddy."
Wow.
I would never forget that. And since then, I've been I've been I've been in her life. You know what I mean? Tell her whenever I can that I love her, and she knows that. And she have a beautiful son, and me and him have a very good time also. You know. So I'm telling men today, fathers especially, repair, repair, because you are a point of reference. So look to repair.
Wow. I love that. You know what? Because it's good for I like the honesty, because I think as a society, as we continue to be honest with each other, I think that is how we're going to heal and understand, because there's a man I know what listening to this that decided, because some of these guys I talk to them, and they're not there with the children, because they said the mother got into something, and the mother don't want them around, and so on. And so they blanket, they put it all on the child as well. And just repeat, what would you want to, if you could talk to that particular father that's so angry tonight and is saying, I don't want to see both mother nor child because of what the mother did? What talk to them straight like a man.
Repair, repair, because your anger has no is no the DNA of your daughter. She too is angry. So she does not understand the reason why she is angry. You might not even understand the reason why you're angry, but you need to come out of whatever is happening within your life and make that thing right with your daughter to repair whatever has been broken, because something has been broken, and she cannot function as a whole individual when her source is broken, when her point of reference is broken.
Yeah.
So repair.
Yes. Somebody here wrote in the chat, are we being real tonight? We're being real. Because I tell you that I saw my daughter, my father when I was 11, and I didn't see him again until I was an adult. And Tanisha is being real on this. She said, well, sir, that happened to me. When I broke off from my child father, he done with me and my daughter. This is a real situation. So is it a case where the man could not take the rejection, and then he just shut down? Could that be the case, Paul? I know we're not psychologists. We're just talking like a family tonight.
Yeah. But you see, there are a lot of reasons why we shut down. And if we are not given opportunity to speak our emotions and to express our emotions in an atmosphere like how you give those young ladies,
Mm-hmm.
we would always be like a clam, always be shut up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that what needs to happen is to not only view the young ladies in that you had interviewing, don't only view them as just another interview or whatever, but see this as a way of reaching out to people and to parties and such to really get them together to save our society, because this society needs saving.
Yes, 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 yes. Wow, this is really powerful, because Tanisha is saying that the daughter is now 30 years old. You see that as I said, that repair is so important, because the daughter is now 30 years old, and she's still not close to her father, because the father was rejected by the mother. And that's some serious work there that needs to be done, and repair that has to happen. Because even though you did not get back with the mother, Paul, in your instance, you worked with the child. You stayed close to
Yes,
your child.
yes. But you see, this 30-year-old, she is missing a vital point of reference in her life also, you know.
Mm,
She is missing a vital point of reference in her life. And regardless of whatever, until repair is done, her point of reference will be broken.
yes, until repair is done. Well, caller, thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling.
You're
That was
most welcome.
powerful. We've been having some great calls. Thank you, and all the best to you and your daughter.
Thanks very much.
Let's continue to repair, guys. Let's repair. Well, this is not how the show was. We were going to just deal with that in the first part, Janine, and then you would be gone, and I'm supposed to have two more guys on here, and I'm not seeing them. And you're hanging on. I don't know. Whenever you're ready, you just let me know. And but give me your thoughts before the next caller call, Janine, on what a caller said.
Yes, I like the fact that I think that this caller really fire up the night.
Yes.
Bring the conversation to a real heated topic. I think the caller was very real, because although he would have went back in 2 weeks, we can see persons that will not go back at all. And in terms of repair, I would like to agree with him wholeheartedly. Sometimes even, we might grow older to be 30, 40, even the guy who was 50 something earlier. Sometimes it might not to be, it's nothing about money. Just having a conversation, having closure, about all of the questions that you want to have answered, where you weren't there. There's so many questions that a person might want to have answered, and it will help that individual to heal. So it may not have to be like a long lasting relationship, but just to have that interaction, to be able to have the questions answered, for the longing that they would have missed. I think that that would be very impactful, and that is also a part of repair. So repair for me doesn't need to be a full blown relationship, but just to have that interaction with the person that you were missing.
Yeah, yeah, that is powerful. Tanisha is saying, that it was wrong because the child didn't bring herself in the world. It took two for this to happen. So, well, I want to read the other part of it. I don't want to make that statement about someone, but I do understand your frustration, Tanisha, and wish you and your daughter all the best. Thanks for being honest. We have another caller on the line. Caller, make sure you don't have me on speaker, because we're going to hear the squeaking sound. We're trying to make this work tonight. And before the caller comments, folks, you can call in and talk about any topic. All right. I know we kind of get into all we got emotional because of the what happened with the girls, but I had told you that you can call in and you can talk about whatever topic. Yes, caller. Welcome to the Marcia Week show.
Marcia Weeks. They make Comrade Janine.
Good night, caller.
I'm calling to give my few things because the reason why is it that one of the children is being turned off from the fathers because first thing is going good in the relation between the mother and the father, and then all of a sudden is like the mother attitude change, and then all of a sudden I don't know if what is telling the children or whatever case maybe, but you be trying to be a great father, and then all of a sudden the children be if it start changing the thirds, you which is the father because when you check it, it's like I don't know if the women is like expect more, but you can't give more because a lot of women expect that you should be able to provide heavily for your children.
Yeah.
But you are not in a good position to do it. So I don't know that way the attitude is changed.
But did you hear the young girls? I asked them, if you were given 1,000, if your father gave you $1,000 and he, but he never spoke to you, didn't want to be around it, just giving you money, $1,000 a week, would you take it? Initially they said no, they don't want that. They want their father. They want him as a person. So it's not just the material things.
Yes, the children will want the fathers to be physically present, but the mothers looking for finance. A lot more mothers they can't say all, but there's a lot more mothers looking for heavily financial. But I don't know what's about so much financial. Once all the fathers show the presence, that should be worth also. But a lot of fathers over there be trying to reach out to their children.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very sad situation because the response that they're getting from children is very poor in that kind of way.
What kind of response they get from the children? What is so poor about the response?
Okay, the poor response is like, okay, you call future. Future will tell you like, okay, all right, I hear you later on, daddy. Boom, and left it as a. Or sometimes the children say, okay, don't say, I can't find the phone. I like, get that kind of time.
Okay, so you called for the child, but then the child doesn't have the time, don't want to talk to you. Basically, you feel like they're finding excuses. I'm doing something, or they're answering one word.
Exactly. In some cases, like some mothers is like, I don't know, they drove this financial program into children. Every time they're gonna call the father or use the father call, it's all about money. They don't care if you're working in there or give money and you're struggling through to get more money. It's just all about money. It's like, okay, everything that gonna that you come to see you, I got money. Everything we thought you got money. And the other truth that's why a lot of fathers get turned off in the way, like, because if I can't give you, always we're supposed to give you. So in many sense that you want to put yourself 100% gonna involve you, like,
yeah.
But the honest truth, no, I'm gonna get embarrassed and reject.
Yeah, if you don't have, you can't shell out the money. But I can hear, and I believe that other fathers might go through there might be men out there that have gone through that, where they don't live in the house and then they're calling the child to have a conversation with the child, and you're only getting one word from. Why you think that is, Teroni? Why that child is not relating to the father, not communicating with the father? What do you think is the issue?
The issue is just the maturity of mother, so that the child or the father can got a good relation bond.
So you put it on the mother. You. You no, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish, please.
And all these was like the family background, how they were, the character of the family also.
Yeah.
So once so if the character of the family is all about money, well, that's how the children going to see how they feel out how the way life's supposed to be.
Yeah, because it's all about money. But it's interesting. I know though that you put the blame on the mother. Why the child is not speaking to you? You said it's the
Well,
mother, the maturity of the mother, but the child is not speaking to you. The child is speaking to the mother, but the child is not speaking to you. What could the father do to change that situation? What do you think?
well, I would say, you know, right, as a responsible father, right,
Yes.
I will try to reach out. But it is up to if Benny reach out if I get a good reaction.
Mm. So if you don't get a good reaction, then you give up.
Well, basically, you know, is like you could just try and try and try. You can't try no more. It's just you and me.
Mm, mm. So could it be that the child probably want to go out with you, like, take the child out to a sports day? Do you go to the child's sports day? Do you connect with the child in other ways other than just to make a call? Do you turn up at graduations? Do you take the child to the park? Do you spend how much time do you actually spend with the child? Could it be? I'm just wondering.
Well, as a father, you still try to do what I'm supposed to do, but still, yeah, maintain my job so I can do what I have to do. But then at the end of the day, it's like I being real honest though. I got two children. Mother is that, you know, it's like once it was about money, it ain't about telling me my son's got sports there, they got parents and teachers there, whatever the case may be. Because even I used to find out 1 minute, because it's too late. So basically, I used to like 1 minute. So you see me, they could call and say, my son's gonna get, you know, I tell myself that they could call me and tell me differently that my son's got events and different sort of things. But I won't say that 100% always the women, but I find that mostly now is like women kind of certain times I don't know because the financial situation, the high cost of living in Barbados, that they might just gonna focus on money that physical gonna like time, that bonding.
Yes. So somebody wrote here the mind of the child might be poisoned towards the father. You agree with that?
Exactly. That's what we were saying at first.
Mm.
That's what we were saying at
Yeah.
first. Because when you check it and think, no, right, is I don't know if the mother and the children is probably gotten a little family meetings and whatever the case may be, but I realize that everybody started to change eventually.
Yes. 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 Well, I understand because I was talking about that, sometimes the women, they turn the child against the father, etc. But I want to also say to you and other fathers to as a child who was in that position, not knowing my father until I was 11, and then not seeing him again until I was, almost 30 years old. I think it's also important for the father. I say make a special effort. If it means to call to find out the dates of these things, don't wait on them to call. I let me hear you as a child, and let me hear the father on there say, tell me, when is the sports day? I want to hear my daddy asking that question and writing it down. I want to know, when is your graduation? When is your last day of school? I want to pick you up, and we're going to go to the park, and we're going to play, and we're going to do something. Because, and it's not the money. Don't think of the money, but it's that effort, caller. I want, because
Yes,
you mean well, but I want to know that you're fighting for me. and you want to be with me. You want to be with me as your child. And then as I grow up, I might end up blaming my mother, because I know my daddy used to call and want to know, when is parent teachers meeting? Right? When is sports day? When is graduation? When is school fair? When this is happening? When, I would have a memory of that. What do you think?
Yeah, that is a great point. But what you trying to show, right? It's like I haven't worked for about 4 years now.
Mm.
So I want a job now, so I get more active now. Back in my son's like, but my first son now, he done school, he working in the town.
Yes.
So I just got want to do really focus on deal like going to school and taking part like any activities he have and etc. But I don't want to get myself back active. Although my son not working, and if I could give him any help or be there in any way for him, of course, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I could tell you're a good father, and I just would say to you, to continue to reach out in other ways, because seeing that you're not financially you're just not able right now, but continue to reach out to that child in other ways. Okay, but thank you so much, caller.
And blessings to you, Marcerise, Mike, Conrad, Janine, and
Thank you, Nate.
a lot of people are Barbados.
Yes, thank you. God bless you.
All right.
Yes,
Amen.
yes. Janine, any thoughts there before you go? I know you're going soon.
Yeah. Yeah, so gonna again to the comrade as well. So yeah, I think that when the caller was talking about, not being financially stable, yes, mothers do understand that. But mothers do have to also call to add some money, whether the father is financially stable or not. Because if a mother is not working, she will find some way, even if she has to borrow the money, um, she'll be hustling for more than one job to find a way to be able to provide. So while we always tend to find, while we always give fathers, a slack for not being able to provide at the time, which some mothers will understand the situation. But we must understand that mothers will become frustrated because they do feel it. They have to find it. They are not going to they might go to sleep hungry, but they're going to make sure, even if they have to borrow money from somebody, call a friend to help them, they will find it to provide for the child. So some mothers are very frustrated about that. I have persons within life close to me. My mom had to do it as well, to be able to call someone, because I didn't grow up with my dad, as I said earlier, and she was able to find a way. I don't know if she had a hard time or not, because we as children we couldn't tell, but maybe she could have, and she didn't allow us to feel it. Also in regards to blaming moms, for the children not wanting to speak to you. I think that we really underestimate children, because sometimes mothers don't have to tell their children anything. Children see for themselves, and these children that are growing up right now are even very intelligent. So sometimes it's not that the mother is telling the child something. In some cases, yes, but in some instances, children are seeing and learning for themselves, and they might not want to speak to the father to engage. And because the call could be coming, a once in a blue moon, it might not be regular, and it might not be any regular activity that is going on. So I think that they have very different dynamics for us to look at when looking at these situations.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Janine. Thank you for being with us tonight,
Yeah,
and for sticking around for so
it's no
long.
problem.
I really appreciate it. Well, you know what? You haven't been here for so long, so good.
Yes,
You had to pay us back the time.
that's no problem. I'll be sure to be back on soon whenever you need me to be back on again. It was good to
Yeah.
be here.
All the very best to you. Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
good night.
Yes. Good night. Yes, caller. Good night and welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Good night, Marcia. Good night, Dave. Good night, loyal opposition.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night again. Yes, ma'am. Go right
Yeah, this
ahead.
is a very good conversation. This is a very, well, I think needed conversation. Um, about fathers and mothers. But I also think that there is something missing. Like, women cannot expect that men know like what's on your mind. You have to be able to say, like, you have to be able to say to them what you expect, what you expect, and especially in a relationship. And I think that this is where the breakdown is. Like, if you don't from the very beginning say what you expect in this relationship, then it's not going to, it's going to fall apart whether you have children or not. So I think that there's something missing. Like, I don't hear anyone say that this is what we discussed and what I expect it to happen, or whether y'all stay together or the relationship ends. There has to be a level of expectation either way.
Oh, so I see. You're saying even before it happens, that you're discussing what is going to happen ahead of time.
Exactly. You have to say to, him or her, like, this is what I expect to happen. This is what I expect to go on. Like, and then as it goes through, you have children and things, there may be a breakdown. You still have to reiterate, this is what I expect. So for I'm going to say for the father to, or the male in the relationship to know what is needed, and you have the women. I think we fall short as women and not saying that. We just automatically assume that they know what we're thinking, and that is a big problem. No, I don't believe that anyone goes into a relationship for it to end. I believe that there's some expectations, and we don't talk about them. We don't say it up front. And then when it falls short, I thought you should have, that Monday night, after the fact. And that's where, the trauma, and also trauma. We don't talk about the trauma that the like these young ladies that you had on the show. There's going to be a level of trauma when they become adults. When they get in their relationship, there's a level of trauma. They didn't have their father. So what do they expect from a male figure? Because really, your mother and your father is really the relationship, that they're projecting the relationship that you should have. So yes. There has to be a level of understanding in the relationship that there's going to be some sort of trauma, and we don't think about that. Someone don't think about, like, what was their past. What was do we ask, was your mother married? Was your father married? Because that's a cycle also. If the parents weren't married, the grandmother, the great grandmother weren't married, that is a cycle. So that creates that situation also, where you don't expect to be married and you don't expect anything because they're not used to asking for it. So I find that falls short, and in the very beginning, and then it leads to a complete total breakdown because it was never discussed from the start, the expectations.
Very interesting about that communication, saying what we expect to happen. Interesting.
Yeah, like I said, we as women, we just assume that they know. And then we just like, okay, you didn't do this, and then like whether he says I didn't know that's what you wanted, we just assume. So that's, and the men, I think I listen to here, and I listen to, there's some heartbreak to what they think the woman is thinking. They don't know what she's thinking. It's tragic for a relationship to end. So that is a level of bitterness. And that can also, the child gets caught up in that situation. But we have to communicate ahead of time what we expect out of this situation, whether it's, to stay together, we're breaking up, what are we going to do with the children? We have to discuss that. We just can't lead with hot heads and then no communication.
No communication. But somebody wrote here that relationships go south sometimes after all of that reasoning.
It can, but you still have to have to have some grounding to say, okay, this is not for us. This is not going to last for us. But we have children. We still have to co-parent. We still have to be civilized with the children. I can't stand you anymore, but the children don't need to know that.
Yes. Well, caller, excellent, very, very well said. That communication is key, and as you said, the point is though, even though everybody might not stick with it, but if we continue to communicate, at least we know what is in that person's head, you know,
Exactly.
and
I feel for some of the fathers that don't feel that they can play a part because it's a financial, it should not be a financial. The child should know you whether you have a dime in your pocket or not, because there's so many things to do with your child and you don't have any money. And kids want you to take them to the park, pick them up after school. You don't work, pick them up after school, be out there after school and walk them home. So if you don't have a job, find something to do after school, do the homework. You know, you're helping her out by doing some of these things, you know. So, you know, I don't take that as an excuse. I just think that we just have to be a little bit more creative. I don't have the funds, but this is what I can do. I can pick them up after school. I
yeah,
can make sure homework is done in the evening.
I agree with that. You know, being creative about it and being intentional. You know, I want this relationship. I might not be working right now. And you know what? You can change that whole expectation. You know,
Exactly.
by just being there, as you said, doing homework with them, picking them, you know, walking them home from school, you know, just doing things that might not cost a lot of money to do,
Exactly.
but it shows me, because that's one of the things, you know, Michelle, I when I finally met my father, like when I was an adult now, I asked, well, why couldn't you um turn up at school? I asked him that, and I asked him in tears, crying, because I can't understand it. And his thing was that I didn't have any money. I'm not talking to you about money.
That's how they feel. Like you can't. The money is not substituted, and I don't even think the court even believes that. The court doesn't believe that you should not come around because you can't pay your child support. You still have to be there. You know, I mean, my situation is a little different. I had my father, but I didn't have my mother. So imagine that, a teenage girl growing up without her mother. So I had some things to work through myself. It works both ways.
Yeah. So you know, um all right, well, caller, thank you so much. There are a couple of people I have backed up to I have to actually call them back. But thank you so much, caller. Very interesting point. And again, this is Michelle, and Michelle is one of those who contributed significantly to this weekend. And where, you know, one of the workers, one of those, Pauline, she said to me, Michelle, this is part of Elevate too, you know, she said. You know, she said this is Elevate too, because you're elevating, because the children are with their dad. And in fact, it was at an Elevate meeting that the father said, at an Elevate class, taking a child home. And we live close to where we do the Elevates. I was walking the child home, I think that's how it went. And when we dropped off the child, I told the dad about the dinner, and he said, I would like to bring my daughter. And I said, I never thought of it. And he said, but it's a Father's Day, isn't it? And I said, yes. He said, I want to come with my daughter. You know.
Well, that's where you have to be intentional. You want to be with your daughter, you have to be intentional.
Yes, and that's it. I want to be with my daughter. And because he said that, it actually changed the whole thing. We know how to look for funding to make sure that every father could bring a child. You know.
But Marcia, this is so systemic. And the reason I say systemic is because there's an expression, once a man, twice a baby.
Yes.
Eventually, we will need someone.
Yes.
Okay. And if you have not done your part, how do you expect someone to come to your need when you are older? We all need somebody when we get older.
Yes.
How is that going to work?
Yes. But somebody here is saying, I know I gotta let you go because I have at least 2 or 3 callers. I think that I have to get them in tonight. The person said, Africa Bridge, to say that is not to understand the innate nature of a man to provide. He might prefer not to be seen because he cannot provide.
Exactly. I mean, I think that's societal. You should not feel that because you can't provide that you should not show up. but that is a societal thing. Yes, he needs to have all the dollars, this and that. But when you met the person, did he have those dollars? Did he have those dollars in the beginning? So how do you expect him to turn out the same thing now that you've broken up and y'all have a child together? He didn't have it in the beginning.
Yeah, but what they're saying is that it is part of his DNA to want to provide. And there's another dad here saying that that real man will feel useless in that position.
But was he born? Was he raised like that? Was he raised? That's why I say you have to really look back at the person, how the person was raised, to understand how they think about what their position is. Because maybe his father didn't show up, so now he feels he doesn't have the money. Now he doesn't show up. So that's a cycle.
Yeah, a cycle there. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for calling.
All right. Good night, Barbados.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you. And thanks for your all that you do. I know I heard that we have 2 computers coming, which will be going to we're hoping for it to go to Carrington's Village. There's going to be something starting up there. So we're going to spread out this summer. We're going to spread out like a dish towel. All right.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, thank you. And I can't wait to hear that particular song. I'm putting you on the spot.
All right.
Yeah, all righty then, my dear. God bless you, Michelle. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, bye-bye. Hi, caller. Good night. And let me caller, before you let me tell the others, I'm going to get to you. There are 2 men that want to call in, and I'm going to get to these 2 men. All right, go ahead, Kathy. And we have to go quick tonight because it's 9:41. But go ahead.
Yes, right. We have to understand that men and women are different. And once you understand that they are different, it helps in how we deal with relationships and how, not that it wouldn't get out of whack if you're angry, but they become angles. Women may become creative in trying to raise the family. A man may not be as creative because that is not the way he's structured. So if we understand how they are structured, not just how society raised them, but how they are structured, you can't understand, but at least you have an understanding of, it helps. And what I find as well is that mentorship is lacking on both sides, for both the mother and the father. There need to be some level of mentorship. Mentorship in the relationship, mentorship in being a parent, because it is not a book word. It is not one size fit all. So that is lacking severely, mentorship, especially for the men. So they may think, oh, I must only provide, that's because that is who I am, whatever. But there is more to them than just that. So because of a lack of mentorship to cause the entire being to flourish, then it can become thwart. Once it becomes thwart, it is hard to find develop a whole relationship. And I find that a lot of the younger parents in particular, as soon as there's a relationship and there's a child, something always happens in their relationship. And then they go and they start another one. Too often that happens. Too often.
It's like a cycle.
Because there is a lack of mentorship. Yes, too lack of mentorship in terms of teaching people how to develop a relationship. We teach maths, we teach English, but really do we really get into the mentorship part of developing a person? The females will do it a lot. as you had said earlier, even in the homes, there are females running the home. Even in the children's home, there's a lot of females, and we understand some of the reason for that. But the men are left to run the laborers are left to run the streets and coming at whatever time,
right?
Not too early, but whatever time. But there's no sit down and mentor. There's no mentorship.
Well, as you're talking about mentorship. Very, very well said, caller. And you talked about how men are made, and intrinsically they want to provide. I don't know if you heard, and I accept that completely. But I found it very interesting when we were speaking to the young girls. I don't know if you're watching it. And I said to them, if your dad could give you $1,000 a week, but you never see him, there's no connection with him, would you want that? And they said no. So I don't know if that's where the mentorship would come in, to be able to say to the man, I know this is how you are wired. However, you will do more damage to the child to stay away if you don't have the finances. Is that what you mean?
Right. No, mentorship is to teach them that even though they don't have the finances is not all.
Right. I think that, right. I just wanted to bring that out because sometimes people might feel, well, because they are wired, that's how they're wired, like we're wired to be maternal, to take care. They're wired there to provide. But if you're in a position where you can't provide, I think the older men should be mentoring them to tell them it's until you can, you have to find other ways to be there, to be present.
Correct. Because in the meantime, the child is growing up and you are losing time in being there for that child because you're not able to provide financially. And that is not a good state because you can't buy back the time. You may do your best in the future, but you can't get it back. And I have one other issue that I'm concerned about. We may not have the time to discuss, but it is the African brothers and sisters coming to Barbados, and the reason why that is the case.
And okay,
I don't think it is to build the nation. I don't think it is to grow the nation numerically. I think it's just a personal issue for people to put money in their pockets.
Yes, that is happening.
If these people that coming were interested in building nation, they would have stayed and built their own. But they're not going to come here to build ours. They coming here to opt for an opportunity for themselves and whoever made the agreement with them to come here, which would only be for a temporary time.
Yeah, that's my belief as well. Yeah, it is very concerning that that's not their motivation. Yeah. Well, thank you.
It makes it difficult for us who are trying to build this nation to really get it to the place where it needs to be.
Yes. Thank you. And I'm hoping that we can pick that up another night. We didn't expect the program to go this way, but we just flow with it. Yeah.
That's okay. I'll let the men come and say their part because the men need to speak and we need to listen.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can get back some of those men that were calling. I'm going to see what I can do to get them back online. And in the meantime, okay, I have there's hi, good night, welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Well, greetings each and everyone.
Yes,
everyone around the world, everyone is listening.
I know that voice. I know that voice. That's the voice of the man that made the police run away with their tail between their legs.
Yes, for sure.
So those who don't know, this is Stephen, who is on the call, and Stephen, he quoted different parts of the law when the police and the authorities came to move him. And so Stephen is on. Stephen, what's on your mind this evening?
I was listening to the show and it was very, very interesting.
Yes.
Tonight, there's a lot more things we'd like to talk to, but I would still like to put in my little one and two here.
Yes, yes, of course.
With the children.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. You see, we have to remember something, right? That fear, right, has colonized us, and religion has divided us. Right? Right. The first thing we need to know is that here. Now, you remember back there in 2019 when they said that the children could go to school or they want to go to school. Everything 11 years old to make their own decision. They could do the next, they could do the third. Well, I think that year was the real turnaround for these children. Right? I mean, yes, we were bad before, but that one, everything turned like crazy.
Yes.
Until now, it's still going on. Right? Okay. Another thing here too. Well, you have women and men. Yes, man have a child. No, they have a disagreement. No. Whether they focus on the child or focus on the important things, they will try to put the child against the man. But you find it good, and this is that, and that's the term. But as again, the problem with us too, and they will always say it. We have to understand that there's only one race. There ain't 3, 4, and 5. There is one race. And we have to learn to love each other. And I do not know why people hear each other like this here. Don't know why. Because at the end of the day, if me in a relationship, we had good times, there will be bad times. Because that means doesn't mean that we support each other on one side, or left you open the streets to hang. Or I used to turn each other against you, or you used to turn each other against me. But that is wrong. You see, and another thing that's hurt me. The only people that I see this here happening to is the black race. It's the black race. No, look. The Indians still going on to school with their hair cut decent and nice. The white children still going along with it, nice and decent. We the one going along with the black hair. We go along with all the badness, all the craziness, Why we all the time? Why we? Why we?
It's a good point you're making. I often wonder why. I mean, I know that some of these things happen in all races, although I think race is a social construct, but ethnic groups. I do, but some of it is just, I mean, it's like we have it really bad,
Yes. Hold on. You see, the problem with us, right? We have this racism in our minds too much. Now, you remember the time when the Indians had came down and they bought the Muslim people had came and they bought, and all that was the bought the Muslim community, right? And they buried their own people, right?
Yes.
You remember the time when the white lady was missing, when everybody took the guns and when all the come up for the white lady. People always put their ways first. And then nothing wrong with you putting your ways first. It's ways first. And if we would learn to do that, we would be a lot further. Because you see, another thing, we live on fear. Or fear this year. Don't do this here. Don't do the next. Don't do the third. And if you check the other races, if they want something, they go after it. They take it. They will, okay. They will look back at Trump. Trump wanted oil. We do. Even in the take it. We need to get our priorities straight.
As a people.
We need to do
as
that.
a people, yes.
Yes, we people need to do that. Look, this is how we always be my saying. You will got the biggest house. You will got the most money in the world. You will got all the gold. But if you don't have integrity, it's nothing, you know. It's nothing.
Yeah.
And our people need to get up and get our head out of the, you know what we say will be. We need to get our head from down there, though. We need to do that. Right?
Yes.
We need to do that. And if we can do that, we can be able to bring back our children. Because remember, we are the world mother. Let me look for instance again. Mothers, right? Remember Proverbs. What Proverbs here? Proverbs here. Son, obey the instructions of thy father, but honor the laws of thy mother. Galatians 4:26 here, Jerusalem above us all, mother of all. Right? Mother of all. Now look today. Right? Let me look today. The calypso music, the dub music, everything but the woman. Took the woman here, skin up here, rock up a lot of bad things. And what happened? The black woman got along with it.
Yeah.
Jamming and dance. Like it's okay. You understand? You don't say no other way of doing it. But we, you know, and if you say, look, you talk to this person, tell this person, well, look, what you're doing is wrong. What if my life was? But at the end of the day, what example are you setting for your children? What example are you setting for them? You are not setting any.
Yes.
You're not setting any. There's nothing so.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Well,
right.
well, caller, I mean, these are some important points, and I'm so sorry we got to you late because a lot of this I would love to have discussion with you on, you know, but because of time, because we're now 3 minutes to 10, and I have to. There's one caller who has been calling, and I have to take that call. I have to go back and call him, but I have to cut what you're saying short. But I think the audience is getting it, and you have taken the conversation to another level. So I thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Right?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You're welcome.
Yes, great job. Thank you. Yeah, that's another part of it there, and I love how this caller took this to another level, and you know, in dealing with us as a people, right, as an ethnic group, you know, our family structure is falling apart because we're following everybody else, and we don't have Paul talk about a reference, and I think it's because a lot of us don't even know our source, where we come from. That is also contributing. But we have our final caller for tonight that I'm sorry, I can't even give him a long time because of the time, but I still have him. Good night, Commissioner. You're going to end off the show for us tonight. Go right ahead.
I actually dropped to sleep. She dropped to sleep.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you make it short. You know the gentleman that you have, what night is it? I can't remember which night you just come on. He was a former vector control.
Oh, yes, Maurice Gaskin.
Yes. You hear how you do tonight show?
Yes.
I want it. Yes, I want one. Not me, probably a lot. The callers might want, but I promoted it first. I want one of them shows with him.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Like how you do tonight one? You got a long session. People could call in and tell them about the problems with the rats, the mosquitoes, the mice, the water, you know, all this kind of things.
Yes.
That we need some help with.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna make it quick. Now I was a different type of father for Father's Day. I had my my first son give me my first grandson for Father's Day.
Wow.
Yeah, he born about I think 3 weeks
2 weeks before Father's Day.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, Commissioner.
Yeah. And I studied late when he was talking about the father's parties or something like that for the Father's Day luncheon. And I said, Lord, but he's in the 30s.
Yes.
But then, yeah, I should have called first and find out if he's one of them or do he in his 30s. If he was born.
Yes, he could have, because is any father who's 40 years and under. So next year, because the men want to do it again. So we want to plan it. We want to start early and plan it for next year.
All right. All right, I can keep you back. Sleep well.
Yes, I am so happy that you could report the you became a grandfather this Father's Day. God bless you. God bless you, especially because you told me your story. I remember that. And so, so that is wonderful. The repair is happening.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
That is great, Commissioner. God bless you. Sleep well.
Same to you, ma'am.
And I'm going to take up that recommendation, your suggestion of having that segment on just talking about rats and mice and flies and all of that and mosquitoes. All right, thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's our commissioner. Oh my God, guys, thank you all. And I'm so glad that it worked out tonight. Yeah, somebody say great show. Yeah, it turned out to be a great show. And Judy, let me tell you, Dave was on the road coming home with this laptop for me to do this show minutes to 7. All right, because we've been at this morning. And to the ice store, thank you. I don't think everything it seemed to be fully sorted out. We might have to take a trip back down there. But to the ice store in Sheraton, thank you so much for making the effort for me to get this laptop before the show. Thank you, Pauline, for helping me to get there. Thank you, Dave, for running and picking it up right after work so that we can have our show. We do this for you. We do it for you. And the way the show ran tonight, I'm telling you, it's like a dream. And thanks to all those young ladies who shared their heart, and from there it just went. It just took its own a life of its own. There were some guys who were supposed to come on, might have had trouble coming on, and they're not on. So but I like the show. I like it. It's different. And it's building our society. It's elevate community in action. And we talk about fathers and leadership. That was our topic tonight, fathers, leadership, youth, and the issues affecting Barbados. And I think we get into some root challenges. Well, over to Dave. Oh, we got a new song here, Dave. We got a new song here. Is this
it's a small island story, but it's bigger than it seems. When a young voice gets silenced, it does shake up the whole regime. Our reporter stand up steady, notebook in his hand, ask a simple question. No money running through the land, no attack, no disrespect, just truth in plain and simple tone. But the answer that come back fast, made whole place feel it bone. Now the people start to whisper, is that how we really speak to you? When a question turned to trouble instead of standing up for truth, and a nation start to feel it, something shifting in the air. Cause a young man just asked a question and the answer wasn't fair. On behalf of the youth of this country, we ain't accepting no apology. No, we ain't accepting no apology. He citizen must ask free. So on behalf of the youth of this country, we ain't accepting no apology. Cause some got degree in their hand and still can't find no place to start. While they're watching opportunity slip through fingers, break their heart. So when a youth start asking how the money really spend, don't treat him like he disrespectful, like he trying to offend. Mothers teaching children daily, stand up straight and speak the truth. But how you teach them honesty, then shame the one who use it too. On behalf of the youth of this country, we ain't accepting no apology. No, we ain't accepting no apology. So lift him up, don't break him down. That young voice must never fall. Cause today it is one reporter, tomorrow it could be all. We ain't shouting for confusion, we ain't calling for no fight. We just defending the right to ask and the right to know what right. On behalf of the youth of this country, we ain't accepting no apology. Stand up now! We ain't accepting no apology. Stand up now, stand up strong. Let the message carry long. The future asking questions now.